No problem. All right, guys, good morning. So as Natalie introduced, my name is Nakimbe Baobab, and today we're going to be talking about how to build your 1 year marketing strategy and plan. So the way that I normally do this session is we're going to be together for about 3 hours till about 12:30. So I'm going to chat with you for the first part of the presentation till around 11:15. And then we'll take a little break and then we'll come back for part two. So for part one, what we're going to be covering is marketing strategy and planning, how to conduct a SWOT analysis. And for those of you who don't know, SWOT stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. We're going to take a look at branding and the importance of branding and how to get your brand story and message out there so you can attract your ideal client. We'll look at the 5 P's of marketing, and that's the positioning, placement, people, price, and there's another one, but I don't remember it off the top of my head, but we'll get there shortly. I'm also going to talk about how to identify your ideal target markets and setting up your marketing objectives, as well as understanding the customer experience, which some people don't realize how important that can actually be in creating your marketing plan. And then after the break, we'll come back. We're going to take a look at, again, we're going to get a little bit deeper into brand recognition and how that helps you to generate sales and what you need to do to gain a competitive edge. We'll look at different marketing toolkits and what you can do to implement strategic annual planning. We're going to take a look at marketing budgets because that's really important, whether you're going to do television or radio, newspaper, Google ads, pay-per-click ads, social media ads, right? That all costs money. So we'll talk a little bit about how to manage your marketing budget and what to do if you don't even have a marketing budget. We'll also talk about relationship building and networking strategies for small business, because as we'll see in a little bit, marketing is the process of getting your message out there to attract your ideal buyer. And that doesn't necessarily always have to be digitally. It doesn't always have to be through some type of flyer or typical marketing. Sometimes word of mouth and just networking with people can actually help to build your business. So that's something that I didn't want to neglect in our presentation today. So it'll be covered here. And then lastly, we'll look at the latest marketing trends and technology, which is really right now just basically all about AI for the most part. So with that, let me just get some of this stuff out of the way so I can find my cursor. There we go. All right, so before we begin, just so that I can sort of gauge the temperature of the room, I want to know, what do you guys think marketing is? What is your definition of marketing? And then what are some of the challenges that you guys face with marketing? So you can go ahead and just raise your hand or just unmute yourself and have a quick chat. And if you're too shy to talk, you can put your questions in the chat and then Wei will probably read them out to me. But yeah, so who would like to go first? What is marketing? What's your understanding of marketing, and what are some of the challenges that you guys have with marketing? Who wants to go? Who wants to go? Nobody? Lucky? Oh, we got Alexei. You tell me how to say your name, and we've got Alina. Okay, so you can go first,
Mm,
Alexei. Say
Yeah,
your name
so
for me.
just Alex, like it's my preferred name here. So marketing, so in simple words, it's how a company presents itself and how a company attracts customers and how a company builds relationship with the customers and um like its overall its image like out there in the world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, very good. And Alina, what is your definition of marketing? Oh, and we got Sergey too. Okay. Alina, you can go first.
Yeah, thank you. My opinion, marketing is all about telling a story, delivering a message. Even if even if we are not talking about a particular brand, but we can see some phrases or we can see some colors. It's also all about marketing. Well, more about branding maybe, but it all around this storytelling.
Storytelling. Yep, I would agree. Yeah, because they say that stories, what is it? Facts tell, but stories sell. And so that's a really great point, because sometimes in marketing, people just want to tell people, this is my product, this is what it does, this is how much it costs. But what people can get emotionally involved in and attached to is telling a story around your service or your product and your brand, and sort of what they call dimensionalizing it, making your business real, and emotionalizing it. So making your business also emotional. So that's excellent. And then lastly, we've got Sergey. Sergey, what is your definition, understanding, or experience of marketing?
I agree with Elena with everything. I want that is a channels and tools that we can bring our values of our product or service to customers.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Okay. And then what are some of the challenges? Because I noticed that, well, I'm going to go through everybody and their business in a little bit, but what are some of the challenges that people typically face with marketing? Why is it not just easy to promote your business and get everybody to buy? Alina.
Yeah, in my opinion, challenges to create that actually unique story
Okay. All
and
right.
pick a right way to deliver its story to the right people,
Okay.
to
So
your
that's one of
target
the,
audience.
okay. So that's one of the challenges, is how to create your story and how to convey it to people in a way that connects with them and gets them to buy. Okay. All right. Oh, we got lots of challenges. Okay. Molina, thank you very much. Alexi, can you say what are your some challenges with marketing?
Yeah, so I agree with Olena, like it's sort of like if marketing is everything that we said, and also like building relationship with the customer and presenting yourself, picking the right strategies. So it's the same as with the interpersonal connection, right? If a person doesn't have a personality, it's not even interesting to talk to them and to build the relationship. So I think the biggest challenge is creating the personality, or as Olena said, like storytelling, because that's part of the personality of the brand. So I think this is the key point. It was for me, and I'm sure it is for many people.
Okay, wonderful. Great answer. Such a bright group. I love talking to you guys. You guys are so smart. And we're only like 5 minutes into the presentation. That's wonderful. Okay, Lucky, you're next. What would you say some of the challenges that you face or that others might face in marketing are?
Yeah, I think one of the challenges is basically getting a validated and deep understanding of the needs of the customers or the consumers.
Hmm.
Because most times, as business owners, we think we assume we know the issues that the customers or the consumers face, but we are sometimes out of touch with
Mhm.
the actual issues and how our products or services can address them. So my thought is understanding the need, the real need of the consumers and how our products can address those needs.
Wow. Okay, great stuff. Again, another very sophisticated response. Okay, yeah, understanding what it is they really want and tapping into that, because there are all sorts of hidden objections that stop people from buying our services and products. So being able to understand their real pain points and connecting and then creating a message and a solution around that would be very helpful. And it would probably give you a competitive edge. Great answer, Lucky. And then lastly, we've got Vlad. Vlad, what are some of the challenges that you have experienced or that you face when it comes to marketing?
Yeah, so we have the story like in 2020, I meet one like my partner, and he already have a business. I mean, the system is working, everything is well, everyone know what to do, and he do a great job. But when I start to talk with him about marketing, that this is like long story, you need working on it. He say, "Oh, wow, I do already a lot. So what it's mean? Like I need to do much more than I imagined." You know, the story like people actually don't understand that marketing is very important things, and you need working on it like all the time. Even if company already in process, if process is going on well and people already know you, you still need working on it, and all the time you need to create something new and keep talking with people and keep going. Yeah, something like that.
Wow, excellent answer. So just so you guys know, I always ask access to record my sessions so that I can go over them. And I love I wasn't even going to record this one because I'm like, "Oh, I've done this presentation so many times. There's nothing new that I'm going to get out of it." But I'm so glad I recorded it because those answers you guys gave me are really, really great, sophisticated answers. So Vlad, you're completely right. I was just talking about, oh, Amin. Okay, I'll get to you in 1 second. I was just talking to a VP of marketing the other day about, what some of the challenges are. And he was saying that the biggest competitor, no, what he was telling me is that he has a problem with the CRO, that's the Chief Revenue Officer, and the CEO, the Chief Executive Officer, trying to get them to give money to the marketing department. Because Vlad, you're completely right. Sometimes people think marketing is a waste of time. You do videos, you do flyers, you do this, and it seems like sometimes nothing happens. But branding and that storytelling that you guys were talking about earlier, it's a constant reminder. It's a constant subliminal, subconscious planting of the seed in the prospective client's or customer's head. And so what it does, it keeps you top of mind. So when it is time for them to buy, when it is time for them to recommend, you'll be there. And you know what they say, out of sight, out of mind. So you're completely correct. Even if you have a business, you still have to market, you still have to display your presence because things could change at any time, right? And you don't want to start to ramp up against that momentum. You want to have it already going. Great question. And then Amin, if I'm saying your name correctly, what are some of the challenges that you have experienced or faced when it comes to marketing?
Yeah, hi. Actually, I'm in the middle of a challenge
Okay.
because my business is related to XR. So it's a
Okay.
new technology. XR is all related to VR and AR.
Ooh,
So it's
okay.
so it's quite difficult to my challenge. The main one is which niche choose and which market to target. So this is the part that I think it's hard at the beginning. So
Okay. So
I don't think it will be a good idea to go general and do all the sectors like educations and there is healthcare, there is financial as well. I don't think it's because it's kind of a new field, and this part is kind of difficult for me to determine.
right. Okay. Well, later on in the presentation, we are going to talk about, new methods of marketing. And as I mentioned, AI is one of them. I'm sure some of you are familiar with ChatGPT. And ChatGPT can help you with some of those things in terms of picking a niche and how to go about it. And I definitely agree. When you're starting out, I mean, sometimes it's good to go general, but sometimes it's also good to sort of start with one particular niche and then become an expert. That way you get to know the jargon, you get to know other people in the industry, what their particular pain points are. And then that way you look like more of an expert when you go to somebody else in that same industry. And you can also name drop and say, oh, I work with this company and that company, and they'll probably know them. So yeah, so ChatGPT actually is pretty helpful for figuring out some of these things, even creating your marketing plan and your marketing strategy. The challenge I've found with AI, however, is it is very, very general, and you still need human input. You still have to do work. ChatGPT is not going to solve everything. Wonderful. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for your participation and contribution. Let me see if I have any stuff in the chat. Okay, knowing how to target the right customer and keep them engaged. Yeah, so again, that's going to take a lot of research. In a little bit, I'm going to get into something that I call the 10 Commandments of Marketing. And it's basically a 10-step guide to, even if you have no experience with marketing or if you're lost and confused, if you follow these 10 commandments of marketing, it will put you on the right track. And I'm saying that because one of the things that we're going to talk about is identifying your customer. And, once you find out what's important to them, where they hang out online, are they on LinkedIn? Are they on TikTok? Do they read newspapers? Right? Once you get to know your target market, you'll better be able to market to them. So let me see if there are any other questions. Marketing costs and planning. How much should I spend on advertising? Woo! Okay, well, I can answer that really quickly, just generally speaking. If your business is already producing revenue and hopefully in a position of profit, depending on your sector, you might want to invest 3 to 15%. So I've worked with restaurants and their industry, they're like, invest 3% of your revenues back into marketing. If you just want to, get started and have a presence, then, they say 5 to 10% of your revenue you should put back into marketing. And then if you want to be aggressive, you're looking at putting, 15% of your revenues back into marketing. So that helps you with a couple of different things. One, you can reverse engineer it and you can be like, okay, well, so I want to do this, and this in marketing, and it's going to cost me this much money. Therefore, if I'm supposed to invest 10% of my revenues into marketing, for example, let's say you want to spend $10,000 in marketing for the year, you know that you need to probably be making $100,000. So then you can reverse engineer it and say, well, what are all the things that I need to do, or the services and products that I need to offer to make that $100,000 a year, that $8,000 a month, in order for me to put back into my marketing. So you can reverse engineer it using those numbers, or you can also figure out how much you want to spend in marketing and then make, because that's what I have to do. I have to account for how much staff I want, software, how much money my business really needs to make, and then set a plan to make that happen. So we'll be talking about that in a little bit. So marketing costs and planning, how much should I spend on advertising? Challenges for me, marketing time and cost planning. Yeah, marketing can take a lot of time. If you learn about some of the tools that I'm going to talk to you about, especially with AI, you can make it go by so much more quickly. And AI also has the ability to schedule posts and stuff like that for you, so you don't have to spend that much time. And again, if you know how to use AI, things like Canva, things like ChatGPT, there's another one I'll talk to you about, which is called Opus Pro Clip, and that helps, to make videos. Yeah, Zaleski's shaking his head. They're all free methods. And if you guys follow me on social media, there's something that I invented. It's called the SOLD system, SOLD, which stands for Strategic Organic Leads on Demand. And it's a step-by-step strategic system on what to do to get a whole bunch of leads for free until you can become profitable enough to invest in paid ads and then scale. And I'm going to talk about that in the 10 Commandments. And then we've got Dr. My eyes are bad. Omopiju. Okay. What about for a startup that hasn't made any revenue? And that's the position that most businesses are in. When they're in business, they don't have a lot. So I don't really talk about the SOL system too much in this presentation, but I can. And it's the 12 ways for you to get high quality leads for free. So if you're a startup and you have no money, the first thing you should do is start making videos. Make videos. It could be product videos. You can turn a PowerPoint presentation into a video. You can use images and turn those images into a video. You can record your voice, or you can ask ChatGPT to record a video script for you. That's free. There is a free version of Opus Clip, which will help you make a video. There's another free thing. I'm totally jumping to the end of the presentation right now, but I just want to answer your questions. There's another thing called 11 Labs, which gives you different avatar voices. So you can go to ChatGPT. You can say, this is my business. I want you to make me a 3-minute video script, or a 30-second video script, or a 1-minute video script. It will give it to you. You can massage it. You take that video script and you put it into artificial intelligence, and it will create the video for you. So let me see. Sorry, I got a message here. So yeah, even if you're a startup and you don't have money, the first thing I would say is invest in video marketing. Again, it's free, it's quick, it's easy. You can just, hey, hi, this is my business, and use your phone. But again, if you are shy, you can use AI. You can interview people. You can take pictures of your product or service. You can interview a client. Just as much video content as possible, because then you can put that on the different social media platforms. They really like video. You can then take those video and you can transcribe it and put it on your blog. That's going to help you with SEO, right? So even if you don't have money, and even if you are a startup, if you follow the SOUL system, and again, I'll leave my information in the chat, but just follow the steps. There are 12 steps. So the first step is do video marketing. Once you're getting leads and customers and clients from video, then you start working on local SEO, getting in directories or making sure you have search terms for XYZ business near me or XYZ business in Toronto. So if you have no money, first do video marketing, then do local marketing, and then you can do mobile marketing. That's also free. You can go online, you can get a QR code, you can put it on a banner or something and say, hey, scan this code for 10% off, or scan this code for a free strategy session or whatever. And when they scan the code, you're going to ask them for their name and maybe phone number and email address, and you can follow up with them. So again, free leads from video. You just post a video and put a link that they can connect with you. Put a link to your email address. Like even if you don't have a fancy marketing system set up, even if you don't have a website, you can tell people email me here or DM me in my messaging, right? So if you have no money, no time, no budget, no nothing, start making videos. So video marketing and then local marketing. That's things like getting the Google Maps widget on your website, registering your business for, what's it called? Google My Business or Google Business Place, whatever. So these are all free things that you can do to start to grow your business and develop momentum, start to get clients, customers, leads, prospects, money, and then eventually scale to paid ads. So yeah, all right, great. I think I answered all those questions. I hope that was very informative for you. I wasn't planning to talk about that stuff, but that's why I always record these sessions, because I never know what great, amazing things we're going to say. All right, so with that, I'm going to quickly just jump into the 10 Commandments of Marketing. And what this has to do with building your 1-year marketing strategy and plan is, like I said, marketing is so vast and so sophisticated and so robust and so complex, right? There's PPC, that's pay-per-click advertising. There's so much to learn there with Google ads, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, YouTube ads, right? LinkedIn ads. And sorry, I lost my train of thought. What am I talking about? Oh yeah, I was just saying how complicated it could be. And then there's SEO, which is this whole, it's its own beast, it's its own school. And then there's video marketing, and that's its own thing. So marketing can be very overwhelming. However, if you just follow these 10 commandments, even if you get lost like a compass, if you just sort of go back to these things, it is going to put you on the right path to success. So this is the strategy that I use with all corporations, all companies, because everybody is different and everybody has different needs. So I have to have some basic structural pillars or frameworks in place to work around it. Otherwise, every time I go into a new business, I'm starting fresh, right? So this is the order in which I do things. So I'm going to read the 10 commandments and then I'll explain them briefly. But the first commandment is know thy business and to thy business be true. The second commandment is know thy competitors' ways and you'll never be blue. The third commandment is shine thy light on what makes thou great. Number 4 is honor thou audience segments in every single way. Number 5 is be thou not general, or surely your business will fall ill. Number 6, commit not off the cuff marketing, be targeted, use skill. So I think that was something that Amin was talking about earlier, like you got to niche down. Number 7 is market smartly and only where it makes good sense. Number 8, monitor thy results, do testing, be dense, which basically means don't do shallow marketing, like really look at your numbers, look at what channels are performing, look at what times of day people are logging on. When you get to that level, that's why it's like the 8th commandment, right? The 9th commandment is, thou shalt not rely solely on one marketing strategy. And number 10 is thou shalt move to paid advertising only after testing organically. So know thy business and thy business be true. Know thy customers' ways and you'll never be blue. Shine thy light on what makes thou great. Honor thou audience segments in every single way. Be thou not general, or surely your business will fall ill. Commit not off the cuff marketing. Be targeted, use skill. Market smartly and only where it makes good sense. Monitor your results, do testing, be dense. Don't rely only on one marketing strategy, and don't move to paid ads until you have tested organically. So I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Sergey, I'll get to you in 1 second. But I think it's pretty explanatory. But the first thing you need to know is, what is your business? What do you do? What is your differentiator factor? What is your competitive edge? You really need to know your business well. Once you know your business, like someone was saying earlier, you can create your story, your origins, your mission, your vision. Once you really know your business, that's going to give you marketing material. This is us. This is how long we've been in business. This is what we do. You can create banners, videos, and posts just around that, right? So the first thing you need to do is know your business. Once you know your business, then you have to start to look at your competitors, because they're not only going to shop and see your website or your social media, they're picking and choosing, they're looking around. So you have to know your competitors and what are their strengths and weaknesses, and what do they offer better, and how can you, somebody might have a cheaper price. So in your marketing, you'll be like, hey, we know that we're not the least expensive in town, but we offer the best customer service with the highest quality. So if you don't care about quality and customer service, it's okay to go and spend less somewhere else. But you can't create that marketing message unless you know your competitors, right? Number 3, then you got to shine the light on what makes you great. So now that you know you, now that you know your competitors, you know how you're different. You know how you're better. You know how you're faster. You know how you're quicker. You know how you have more education, more experience, whatever it is. Once you know what makes you better, bigger, different, greater than your competitors, you again are able to talk about that in your marketing. We have the highest quality, the quickest delivery time, the best results for our social media clients, the quickest export time, the highest quality, whatever it is, right? So know your business, know your competitors, shine the light on what makes you great, know your audience, and segment them. So one of the examples I use is, if you're selling dolls, don't just say, I sell dolls, I sell dolls, I sell dolls, I sell dolls, I sell dolls. Nobody cares. You want to market your dolls to teachers. Are you a teacher that's looking to engage your children in the room so they have better behavior and it makes your school life easier? Well, why not get these dolls for your classroom, right? And then you're still a doll manufacturer, but now you might have a marketing campaign or a message towards parents or family. Hey, it's that special time of year. It's Christmas. It's a birthday. Why don't you get the hottest, doll on the market that all the kids are, talking about? And then you might have another campaign still selling dolls, but now you might be selling to psychotherapists, right? So now you're going to, instead of being on TikTok or something, now you might want to be in like a psychotherapist magazine or a psychotherapist blog. And your message there would be like, are you a psychotherapist who works with children? Sometimes children can't express themselves. That's why it's easier to have play. Why don't you use these dolls in your psychotherapy? So again, I'm still a doll seller, but what I mean, the 4th commandment, when I say honor thou audience segments in every single way, and then number 5 is don't be general. You have to be specific. So you're not, I sell dolls, I sell dolls, I sell dolls, I sell dolls. It's be specific, honor your audience, honor the teachers, honor the whatever, like Amin was saying earlier. If you are selling HR technology, with virtual reality or augmented reality, then, talk, like he was saying, maybe just focus on the education sector, maybe just focus on the healthcare sector. So that's kind of what the first 5 commandments are. Don't do off the cuff marketing. So you have to be strategic. All corporations that make millions and billions of dollars, they have a strategy. They already know, like we're in we're in May. They already know what their Thanksgiving campaign is and their Christmas campaign is. Like that's already planned out. So you don't just wake up in the morning and be like, oh man, I didn't post anything today. Let me just put a video. Or, oh man, I didn't do anything for my business. Let me post a blog. Right? So that's what the 6th commandment is. Don't just do off the cuff marketing. You have to be targeted and use skill. So, Mondays, you might post something motivational. Tuesdays, you might post a testimony. Wednesday, you might post about what you do. Thursday, you might post about who you serve. Friday, you might post a fun fact. But it's not just like, oh, what am I going to post today? Right? Anyway, and then market smartly and only where it makes good sense. So just because TikTok might be the biggest rage right now, if you're going after HR professionals or decision makers, or you have a digital marketing company, as I know one of you guys do, then you might want to be on LinkedIn, right? So market smartly and only where it makes good sense. Number 8 is monitor your results. So again, just don't be, if you don't look at your numbers, you don't know what's working and what's not working and where to focus. So you might be marketing on LinkedIn and Instagram. And if you just keep marketing, but you don't take a look and be like, you know what, we put a lot of time, money, or effort into Instagram, and we got 800 leads. But out of those 800 leads, only 2 people actually converted and became clients. Whereas with our LinkedIn strategy, and I'm just making this up, but I'm trying to get you to understand the thinking. So whereas with our LinkedIn strategy, we didn't get that many leads, maybe we only got 50 leads, but 50% of them converted. So then moving into the next year, again, this is about strategic planning, you might want to spend more of your time and effort on LinkedIn, right? And that's how you'll know how to allocate your budget, your time, and your resources. So you have to monitor your results, do testing. And then, like I said, don't rely only on one strategy. You should focus on at least 2. And if you can, if you have the bandwidth, maybe 3. But, you know, try TikTok and YouTube, right? Try LinkedIn and Instagram. Try blogging and social media. Like, don't just focus on one because that may not give you good enough results. You're sort of spreading yourself, well, you're putting all your eggs in one basket, basically. And number 10, the 10th commandment is, again, move to paid advertising only after you've tested organically. And I say this with a lot of emphasis because in my business, I've seen a lot of people, oh, I'm so broke, I don't have any money, I need customers and clients, I better take out some ads. But because they haven't done all this testing and this knowing what's the right messaging, the right story, the right group, the right channel, a lot of people end up blowing through their budget. They will advertise on Facebook or Google, and sometimes their stuff gets shut down, right? So if you don't want to waste money, or you don't have a lot of money, then you just follow the 10 commandments. Following each of these 10 commandments will put you in a position to create marketing and marketing messages and be really strategic so you don't waste time or money and you can become successful as quickly as possible. So that I always spend a little bit of time on this just because we're going to cover a lot of information. Most of it you may not retain, but it will seep into your subconscious, and one day you'll need it and be like, oh, I remember Nakimbe said this thing. But at the very least, if you remember the 10 commandments, and I think you guys get handouts. I do believe that Natalie and Catherine have handouts. The 10 commandments are on there. So with that, I think somebody has a question in the chat and somebody had their hand up. Oh, Wade just said good stuff. Thank you, Wade. All right. So with that, if there's nobody else, we will get into it. So like I mentioned, interactive opportunities like we're doing now, talking, applying what you learn to your specific business. There are handouts that you guys can get from Catherine or maybe Wei. We'll spend about 10 minutes per topic and we'll have like a 2 or 3 minute conversation about each topic if you guys want. I don't really do any polls. All right, so this is who the beautiful people that we have with us. So let's see. AI-driven solution that creates loved ones digitally. Oh, that's really nice. Digital marketing agency, honey-based product. Bakery, energy savings and plans. That's pretty cool. Recruitment platform. I love all these businesses. Cleaning and landscaping, importing jewelry from Afghanistan, wedding and holiday ceramics, import, export. Innovative creative agency specializing in augmented reality. I think that's what that says. Importing, exporting coffee. Yep, fresh, eggless. Ooh, gelatin-free cakes. Okay. Digital marketing, digital marketplace on selling arts and crafts. Very beautiful. And real estate marketing. Wonderful. So I like to just go over that because the 10 commandments, everything I'm going to teach you can be applied to any business. You're going to have to massage it and customize it, but it's all the same. Know your business, know your competitors, know what makes you different, know who your target market is, know where to market, do testing, right? All of those things can apply to everybody here. I think I have a question. As a marketer friend of mine said, half of your marketing budget increase sales. Yeah, but I don't know. That is so true. Yeah, that's why you got to do testing. That was really cute. Thank you for that joke. All right, so a little bit about me and why Access has asked me to teach this program for a few years is I'm an award-winning graduate from the University of Toronto. I have my MBA, my Master of Business Administration from Northeastern University in Boston, Massachusetts, focusing on marketing, innovation, and entrepreneurship. I'm a project management professional. I have over 22 years of senior leadership experience in both the public and private sector, and I've worked internationally with all levels of business, from startups to Fortune 100 companies. I'm an empowerment life specialist. I believe that life is short and you should live it to the max. Don't let all that lies and all that guck weigh you down. So I'm an empowerment life coach, an executive coach, motivational speaker, author, publisher, writer, and teacher. Okay, so let's get in. So we already talked about this, a little bit about what marketing is. And just generally speaking, marketing is the process of getting people interested in your company, service, or product. And that happens through, what did I say? Market research, analysis, understanding your ideal customers' interests, needs, pain points, as well as the different things that you offer and how you're able to help people with what it is they want. So it's about research, understanding your target market, understanding you, and, you know, how you can solve their problem or make that bridge in such a way that they want to give you their money, right? And it's not just about buy from me, buy from me, buy from me. It is the subtle things like the colors, the product packaging, the way people answer the phone, the way your website looks, your distribution materials, if you have, you know, a truck with signage on the side, all of that is sales, advertising, and marketing. Because again, it's the process of getting people interested in your services or product. And it can also turn them off if they see something that they don't like, right? So I want to take just a minute to focus or emphasize or really make you understand that there's a difference between sales and marketing. And again, I talked to you about this earlier with the podcast interview that I had with a vice president of marketing that I used to work with. And I reached out to him because I work with entrepreneurs all the time now. I'm not in corporate, but corporate is very robust and it's very serious. It's very different than entrepreneurial marketing. So I said to him, what's going on in the industry? I miss working in corporate, being around other corporate marketing people, but I don't miss the hours and having a boss. I don't miss that part of it. But anyway, so he told me again, when we talked about marketing budgets earlier, sometimes it's hard to get the CEO to give you as much money as you need to do what you want to do. And they feel sometimes like it's a waste of time. They think, oh, it's all just pretty pictures or pretty website or pretty videos. It doesn't bring in any money. So that's why companies have two different departments. They have a marketing department, which is responsible for putting out the message about the company and getting people interested and attracted to the company and having those people give the company their information. So that's what it is. It's putting the business out there so that you can attract potential customers. That's marketing. Sales is something different. Sales is once the interest has been sparked, then you have to answer their questions. Then you have to overcome their objections. Then you have to, maybe have a dialogue about why they should do business with you and not your competitor. And then you might have to follow up and you might have to incent them like, okay, well, if you buy with us now, we'll do stuff. But sales is a personal relationship. That's why they have salespeople. That's why they have a sales force. So just because you market something, just because you have a billboard, just because you have a flyer, just because you have an ad on the radio, just because you have a newspaper ad or something on the TV, or you're marketing on social media or Instagram, don't think, oh, I'm marketing, and I'm supposed to make all this money. It doesn't happen like that. Marketing is the first part. It's called TOFU, top of funnel, TOFU, and then you have the bottom of the funnel. Right? So the top of the funnel, you're just bringing a whole bunch of people in. You guys know how a funnel looks, right? You just bring a whole bunch of people in, and then you sort of niche down, and then a few people trickle out at the end. So again, I just like to take a moment about this. Marketing and sales is different. Marketing is the process of bringing attention to your business. Sales is closing the sale. Okay? All right. So the importance of having a strategy, as I've already alluded to, right? You can't just jump into marketing and expect to do well. You really do need to have a plan. And the good doctor said that sales is like convincing them to buy. Exactly. Marketing is getting them attention, getting them in the door. And then it's up to the salespeople or the CEO or somebody to be like, oh, you're here. What are you looking for? What do you need? What do you want? Well, let me show you this. but you have to get them to come into your store first. You have to get them to have the sales call first. You have to get them to give you their email address, right? So, and that all takes strategy. So as this thing says, a goal without a plan is just a wish. And there's no Fortune 100 company that's like, oh, what are we doing in marketing today? No, they have a chief marketing officer that does research, find out what's working. They have a director of marketing that sort of executes the chief marketing officer's vision or plan for the company to meet those financial objectives or whatever. So you have to have a plan, right? And a strategy is basically a careful plan or method for achieving a particular goal over a long period of time. So one of the things we'll talk about are the different kinds of goals you can set. Again, marketing is so broad, but you can have a goal just for brand awareness, which means you're just putting out stuff about your company, which I do a lot. And it's not necessarily about making sales, but it's about building my reputation online, showcasing what I do, and then I attract clients that way. I don't have to sell my services all the time. You can have a lead generation objective where you just want to get a whole bunch of leads. You can have a sales objective. So whatever your objective is, you need to have a strategy around it. And that's why it's important to have a plan. So a marketing plan has things like, what are we going to post? When are we going to post it? Maybe I can show you guys an example of one. I don't know if I have time, but I can show you. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. I'm going to show you guys an example of a plan that I was just looking at today. But while I'm doing that, does anybody want to tell me if they have, does anybody have a marketing plan? Does anybody have challenges with marketing plans, or how would you come up with a marketing plan if you had to? Is this it? Marketing. Oh, here we go. I think I found it. Let me guys show you like what a sophisticated marketing plan looks like. All righty. So here is an example of a marketing plan. So it's got the onboarding process, walkthrough videos, social media content, what they're going to do. They got a plan for LinkedIn. They got a YouTube plan, 2 videos, how much it's going to cost. They're going to post 3 times a week, the dates that it's going out. This is not the one that I wanted to show you, but this is an example of what a marketing plan could look like. The second thing that you want to do when I talk to you about the 10 commandments, I talked to you about looking at your competitors and looking at yourself. What you want to do is something called a SWOT analysis. That's taking a look at your strengths, weaknesses, and opportunities and threats. It doesn't directly help you with your marketing, but it sort of helps you prepare. So if you look at your strengths, then you're going to know what to market, right? If you look at your weaknesses, you'll also know what to market or what not to market, and you'll also be able to play off what your competitors do. So an example of this is there were 2 tennis clubs within close proximity to each other. One company was always out of stock, right? Like their shelves were always empty. People would come in to buy tennis stuff, tennis balls, tennis rackets, tennis equipment, tennis gear, and they never had stuff in. And so people were getting really, really ticked off, and they were writing nasty reviews about them online. So it was obviously hurting business. And then they had some company down the road that, always had stuff in, and they were stealing a lot of market share. So the CEO says to the CMO, the chief marketing officer, we need to do something about this. We are losing money, right? What can we do? So they came up with a plan, just looking at the strengths and the weaknesses, which is like their campaign was like, look, basically, our products are so amazing. They're so high quality. They're so top of the line that we cannot keep them on the shelves. As soon as we get something in, someone comes in and buys them. Our stuff just flies off the shelf. That's how popular we are. Now we know that you can go down the street to the competitor and they have more than enough inventory. We don't know why. Maybe nobody wants to buy their stuff. And so they created a marketing campaign just by examining, themselves and their competitors, looking at their strengths and weaknesses, turning their weaknesses into strengths. And then that campaign worked so well that they ended up getting so much business, they were able to create a waiting list. So now, before, people were mad about not getting their stuff. And after the marketing campaign, they were excited about, oh my God, it's not in, I'm on a waiting list. Ooh, this is a popular product. I mean, so it's all psychological, right? And then an example of looking at your opportunities and threats. This again may not directly tie into marketing, but it ties into marketing from a planning perspective. So what I mean by that is another example for you is there was a lady right before COVID, she was going to open up a wine bar. She knew how to mix different alcohols and was opening up a wine bar. COVID hit, they shut everything down, no public places, blah, blah, blah. She's like, I've invested all this time and money. What am I going to do? And then boom, light flash. Like light bulb. She's like, I'm a chemical engineer. I understand chemicals and alcohol. So instead of making alcohol to drink, I'll just make like alcohol for sanitizer. So all she did was pivot, right? There was a threat to her business, like there was a pandemic. That's a threat, right? There's a health scare in the country, in the world, right? That was a threat. And she turned it into an opportunity. And that's the same thing with the example I gave you with the tennis clubs. Because because they had such low inventory, that threatened their business, but they saw an opportunity to change the messaging and to get more client share. So that is the importance of doing a SWOT analysis in your business. Just give me a quick show of hands. Has anybody ever done a SWOT analysis for their business? No? Okay, so yeah, you have? Okay, wonderful. So this is something to consider in your planning to do a SWOT analysis. It doesn't have to go into a lot of depth. Again, you can do quick research on Google and find out how to do one, but it's pretty important to do one for your business again, because it's going to give you an opportunity to create marketing messages. Now, so the next area I want to talk about is brand and your brand identity. Many of you earlier spoke about creating a story, creating engaging stories that connect with people, that people can identify with. They can see themselves in the story. They can feel the pain point. It gets them interested because we are bombarded with messages and sales and someone's always trying to put their hand in our pocket and take our money, right? Someone's always trying to incent you to buy something. And so we end up tuning out a lot of messages. We put our walls up, or we automatically want to say no. We ignore marketing messages. But you are a business person. So if you are ignoring marketing messages when you're out and about shopping or living your life or watching TV or surfing the net, you are ignoring a lot of ads. You have to understand people are going to ignore your ads as well. And so the way that you need to stand out, the way that you need to break through and differentiate yourself is by having a great, strong brand. And that comes from understanding and creating your brand story. So that's what's your identity, your attributes, your values. It's not just your fonts and images and logo, right? That's a part of it, but it's what does your logo say? What do the images say? What kind of message are you trying to convey? Who is it going to land on? And how are you going to get them to come into your business? So I'll just quickly go over these questions and then I'll sort of relay it to my business. So what is branding, the different elements to a brand, how to develop a brand, and the importance of a brand story. So branding is the process of creating a strong, positive perception of a company, its products or services in the customer's mind by combining elements such as the logo, the design, the mission, having a consistent theme throughout all of your marketing communications. So again, I am going to encourage all of you guys to follow me on social media because you'll see the branding, you'll see the consistency in the color, the consistency in the messaging, the consistency in the fonts. And that is important. Again, I have many, many years experience in corporate branding, from governments to Fortune 100 companies. So they don't slack, they don't play. Like with McDonald's, you're not going to see one kind of yellow in Dubai and another kind of yellow in New York, right? McDonald's yellow is the same everywhere. Starbucks is the same everywhere. BMW is the same everywhere. Harley Davidson is the same everywhere. It's that strong perception and conveying your values in that way, again, through your messaging and through the images, etc. So for Maptum, for example, that's my company. I'll just quickly tell you. So my branding, I've got a fist because I'm all about empowerment and freedom, and I want small businesses to market their businesses better so they can get more customers, clients, and cash so that they can invest that money, live off the passive income, and live a freedom lifestyle. So that has nothing to do with marketing. but my values are infused in my brand. So that's the message. Like as soon as you see Maptum, you see a power fist because I want to empower you to have better marketing. The colors that I use, and I'm even wearing right now, the colors that I use in my marketing are blue and orange. Again, very specific. I'm not sure what colors you guys have chosen for your businesses, but it's not a matter of like, oh, I really like pink or I really like brown. It's not about you and what you like. It's about the message that you want to send your consumer. So for me, again, because of my corporate background, I didn't just say, oh, I want to start a business. I like this logo. I'm going to do that. It wasn't like that. I was very strategic about it. What's my message? My message is about empowerment, giving people the proper tools to empower them to market their businesses better. That's why I have the Power Fist. Do I have a call? I'll show you my logo after. I'll get all these things for you guys on my break. But and then under my logo, it's very clear. Remember the first commandment, know thy business and thy business be true. I do video marketing, content marketing. So I do SEO, I do analytics. As a marketing company, I do a lot of things, but that's too much to say, right? In your businesses, the first commandment, when it says know thy business and thy business be true, it has to be concise. So my company, based out of Toronto, even though I'm in Florida right now, my company based in Toronto, it's called Marketing Strategy Solutions. That's it. So it's the name of my company, Maptum, and under it, it says Marketing Strategies and Solutions. So it's very clear. There's no guesswork. When you see my logo, you know exactly what I do. Marketing Strategy and Solutions. How I differentiate myself from my competitors is I mention the words strategy in my logo. I mention the words solution. I'm not trying to compete with your little website design company. I'm not trying to compete with the, videographer, freelancer. I'm about strategy. So that automatically attracts a higher level marketing company or CEO with more sophistication because they know they're looking for strategy. So that's all a part of my branding. I did color psychology before I looked at my brand. I'm like, okay, again, who am I? And I'm very, again, accomplished, blah, blah, blah. I won awards from prestigious universities, but I also have a very colorful, crazy personality, which doesn't really work in corporate, even though, I have all the skills. But so I'm like, well, how am I going to present myself to the market? So I'm like, I'm going to use blue because blue is about trust and establishment and results. Like it's a very, prestigious kind of color. Like red is supposed to stimulate your appetite and get you to buy. Yellow makes you feel all bright and good. Green is usually associated with nature. Brown and grays and blacks are like for insurance, right? So different industries sort of use different colors. So for me in Maptum, I picked the blue to let people know, yes, I'm professional. I get results, blah, blah, blah. But then I also put orange in there on purpose because again, there's all this marketing psychology to let people know, yeah, I'm also fun. I'm professional. I'll get you great results, but we're going to have a good fun time doing it. I'm not going to be all staunch and serious and wear pearls and like a business jacket with shoulder pads. You're not getting that from me, right? And so that's why it's important to be able to tell your story, all of those things. Your mission statement, again, I want to empower people to have the proper tools to market their business properly so that it can make more money, become more profitable, invest those profits, and live off of the passive income. That is the mission of my company. So whenever I'm marketing, even though we don't say it, it's always like a subtle kind of undercurrent. If you guys have ever heard an AC running or your fridge is a little bit loud, it's kind of that noise that plays in the background that you tune out, but it's there. That's the same thing with branding, right? You have to be able to create a subtle message that conveys many things without saying many things. So that comes across, again, in your color, your packaging, your signage, the way people answer your phone, the way the website looks, all conveys something about your business and will help to attract the right kind of person, right? So from a consumer perspective, 87% of consumers say that consistent branding across all online and offline platforms is important to their experience. And I'll tell you from a psychological perspective, it's because it builds trust. It builds stability. People want to know, even from a psychological perspective, that, your website says one thing that's it's called delivering on your brand promise, right? So if you convey that you're this responsible company that's going to get results and you offer support and you really care about people, if you're saying that in your messaging and people go to your website and your website looks like trash, that's not a consistent message, right? If you say all these wonderful things about your business and then they call customer service, but you haven't trained your people and they're rude, or they're very, very formal when your business is casual, or they're very, very casual when your business is formal, that is all a part of branding. So it's the experience that your consumer has with your brand. One way that you can stay consistent in your brand is to actually create something called a brand document that outlines all of the rules so that everybody can follow them. So even if you use something like Canva, which is a graphic design artificial intelligence platform, right? If you say, these are the fonts, we're going to use this font, and this font. This is our main font, this is our supporting font, and this is the font we use on other stuff, right? That way, all of your videos, all of your graphic design banners, all of your flyers, they have a consistent look and feel, just like corporations. Again, you don't see BMW using one kind of font and then a different kind of font somewhere else, right? So once you have a style guide, you are able to give it to any freelancer or use it for yourself. It just keeps you on track. And it lays out all the visual details, messaging, the tone, images that you're allowed to use. This is what high-level corporations do. And it incorporates things like your brand story, recognizable signature, your core color palette, the different types of, your headings might all look one way, your subheadings might all look one way. It's just about having that consistency. And it's important for marketing from a consumer perspective because it builds credibility and reliability and consistency. So here's just a quick example. Maybe I don't know what time it is. I think I want to show you guys a real brand document. But here is some screenshots of one. So, you've got your front cover. It's got, the way the logo is supposed to look. It's got the colors. It has the color code and the color guide so that people aren't using different shades, because there are so many different shades of so many different colors. And if your graphic designer is like, oh, they're using blue, I'm going to pick this blue, and it looks different everywhere, again, it's not a consistent message. But if you have the color codes, they're using the same color codes every time. And the same thing with pictures. So for this particular business, the ACBN, the Afro-Caribbean Business Network Foundation of Canada, they support Black business owners of color in the BIPOC community. And again, research is important because I come from a strict marketing and educational marketing background. So I don't just do things frivolously. Like, everything is based on research. So I think the city of Toronto had done a study on all of 2,500 Black businesses throughout Canada. And they were able to say, okay, well, 34% are professionals, 26% are in the entertainment industry, 12% are, in food and beverage, and another 5% are in this. So what I did with that information, because I was doing the marketing for this company, what I did with that information is I made sure that we used pictures that supported the target audience. Whereas if you don't do that level of marketing research, you might just be, oh, I'm just going to put pictures of Black people. I'm just going to, no, I know that, a certain amount is in health and wellness, a certain amount is in this. So the images that we pick are very purposeful. So again, for your business, I think somebody has honey, somebody has art and jewelry from Afghanistan or whatever. We've got Amin who wants to do HR for different industries. So you're not just going to pick any old random pictures. You might want to focus on the construction industry, healthcare, technology and SaaS, and education. So if those are the four main, and again, remember the 10 commandments, honor thy audience segments in every single way. So if those are the four main industries that you're going after, make sure that those are the images that you're using on social media. Make sure that those are the images that you're using in your video. Make sure that those are the images that you're using on your website. It's all about branding and it's all about messaging. And so your brand document will help you stay on track, make sure people use the logo the right way. They don't turn it to the side or do all sorts of crazy stuff with it, right? One of the companies that I worked for, again, was called Pearson Education. They're located, I don't know where they are in Toronto, but I think they're near Consumers Road in Victoria Park. Anyhow, we were managing the account for a large university in the USA, and they actually had something called the Brand Police. And there's another company in Primerica that's in Canada and the US, and they have Brand Police. So they have people in the company that go online, they search their name, and they look for agents or people who are using their logos incorrectly. They're saying the wrong things, because when you're at that level of marketing, your brand is everything, right? Your reputation is everything. So they actually have something called Brand Police, which is crazy. But anyway, now we have a couple more topics to cover, and then we're going to have a break. So the fourth thing I want to talk about is the 5 P's of marketing. And I couldn't remember what they all were before, but it was about product, price, promotion, place, and people. So when you are marketing, you want to have the perfect combination of having, a desirable product or service that people actually want. Because no matter how good your marketing is, if you have a product that nobody wants, no one's going to buy it. All the marketing in the world is not going to work. So you want to have a product that people need, want, like, or whatever. It has to be priced competitively in the marketplace. So it has to be priced affordably for the consumer, but it also has to be priced competitively in the market, and it has to be priced enough for you to make money. Because you can, let's say you want to be competitive. So in my case, for example, some people can do videos for $25, $50, $100, $300, $500, right? I used to charge a little bit of money for my videos before, because you just want to get customers and clients in. But over time, what I realized was the amount of time I was putting in, or if I had to pay somebody to do it, then I have to pay taxes on that money. And I also have to pay PayPal processing fees. So if I'm charging somebody, $300 for a video, by the time I pay everything, I'm left with $100. That doesn't work, right? So, the price, I have to up the price, right? So, but the price also has to be affordable to the people. So if I'm going to sell a $500 video as opposed to a $100 video, then I know that I'm going after a different market. I'm going after a market that has more money, that appreciates marketing. I'm not going to go after the startup that's broke, that has no money, because they're going to try to pay $100 for a video. So again, you have to have the right product at the right price, positioned properly in the marketplace at the right location. So are you going to have a billboard on the highway? Are you going to have a bench that has your thing on it? Are you going to hand out flyers at an event? So you have to have the right product, the right price, and position it properly. You also have to have the right promotional tactics and materials. Are you giving out flyers? Are you giving out t-shirts, hats, bags? Are you having a giveaway? How are you promoting your product? And then it has to be to the right people. Like I said, if you need to make $100,000 a year, I'm just going to use you, Amin, for an example with your augmented reality and stuff like that. If you want to make $100,000 a year, it's best to probably focus on healthcare or tech or somebody or an industry that has money, as opposed to trying to market your services or product to engineers or something, where I'm not that the field of engineering is dying, but the point is you want to make sure that you have, again, the right price, right product, positioned properly with the right promotional tactics to the right people and in the right place. If you're going after executives or B2B or decision makers, you're going to want to be on LinkedIn. If you're going for Gen Z or, those younger kids, then you might want to be on TikTok, right? So right price, right product, right price, position properly in the marketplace, right promotional tactics to the right people in the right place. That makes sense. And this is a quick little hack. So again, people are like, oh, I don't know what to market for my business. I'm going to just take a look at a quick chat here. Someone wrote something in the chat here. Are we going to get your social media? Okay, I'm going to put Latif asked a question. I'll put my social media in the chat when we have a break. I'm going to have a copy of the recording. I don't know if Access gives people, if they give the staff if they give participants the recording. But if you follow me or message me, then I can give you access, but access may not. Well, I have to ask them, but whatever. You'll be able to get this information from me. Don't worry. I'll put my contact information in the chat.
They share it every day. I think after the sessions, they share it.
What was that? They share it every day? Is that what you said?
Yes, they share the recording.
Okay, good. Wonderful. So yeah, someone had asked me if they're going to get it. Latif asked. And so I guess the answer is yes. Okay, so here's a quick hack for coming up with your marketing strategy. And you don't necessarily have to come up with a whole plan for the year. I mean, one of my quick hacks is what I do is just, there's always an event every month. So January, you can do a whole promotion or whatever your business is around New Year, right? Oh, it's a new year, you need new technology, or you need new clothes, or you need new, whatever, it's a new year. February is all about Valentine's Day. So, oh, we love our customers or love our products or get 10% off for Valentine's Day. In March, you can have like a spring sale, right? April can be, I don't know what happens in April. There's Easter, I guess, or whatever. In May, you can have a Mother's Day promotion. In June, you can have a Father's Day promotion, right? In September, I don't know, whatever. October, a Thanksgiving promotion. November, something around Remembrance Day, and then December, Christmas. So if you know nothing else, at the very least, you can look at your year and be like, okay, I'm going to have this promotion this month, this promotion this month, this promotion this month. So that's like the easiest, right? So you don't necessarily have to come up with a whole year plan. What am I doing the first Monday in January, the second Tuesday? You don't have to go into that level. The reason I'm saying that is because I'm going to give you a little hack and a little cheat right now. Many people, when it comes to marketing, they don't know what to market. Oh, I don't know what content to write. I don't know what to post, blah, blah, blah. If you remember the 5 Ps, the product, the price, the promotion, the place, and the people, and you pretend that, so this gives you an example of all the things that matter under each category. So when you're looking at product, you know, you can talk about the functionality, the appearance, the warranty, the quality, the packaging. When you're talking about the price of your services or products, you can talk about what the price is. You might offer discounts. You can have a payment arrangement, right? You can have price matching services or credit, promotion, a sponsorship, advertising, whatever. Place, the same thing. People, the same thing. So once you know the 5 Ps and you know the different categories within the main subjects, you can easily create a 1-month marketing calendar. So I really am going to try on the break to find for you guys to see like my real content calendar. But pretend that this is like a month, right? And this is Monday, this is Tuesday, this is Wednesday, this is Thursday, this is Friday. And these are the different weeks in the month. So this first line, this first row here would be week 1. The second row would be week 2. The third row would be week 3. And then week 4. And every month has about 4.5 weeks in it, right? So pretend this is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. On Monday, if you don't know what to post, you can post about your product and you can say how it works, right? Let me see, digital marketing. I don't know what I would say for that, but how does the product work? You call us, we do this, we execute it like we do video marketing, social media marketing, whatever. How does it work? And then on the next Monday, I might talk about my product again, but I might say, you know, how it looks, like visit our website or go to our social media, like take a look at our services or products, right? The next Monday, I might talk about our guarantee. So Maptum has digital marketing services and, you know, we have a track record of success and we promise that you are going to increase your business by 100 to 500% in the next 90 days, right? And then I can have the next Monday, I'm also talking about my product. I can say that, you know, we get the best results, the fastest or whatever. Packaging, I have digital marketing services, so there's no real packaging, but I can show them examples of what videos I've done looks like. I can show them examples of blogs that I've written, right? So every Monday in this month, I have something to talk about. Tuesday, I can talk about the price. Our prices are anywhere from $3,000 and up. And then the next Tuesday, I might say, oh, we're having a sale. So our normal prices are $3,000, but for this week only, actually, I did that promotion a couple of weeks ago. I said all of our products were 75% off for this like one day, right? So I did a social media marketing plan around that. And then the next Tuesday, I could talk about a payment plan. Hey, do you know that our services and products are $3,000? But if you want to stretch that out, we take monthly payments over 6 months. You can pay us $500. Right. So the point is, if you don't know what to talk about, if you have a difficult time coming up with content, you can use the 5 Ps to come up with content. And this could basically be a 1 month calendar. I will tell you in all transparency, I don't do this for myself, but I'm just giving it to an example for you guys, just so you can see how you can use the 5 Ps. Later on, we are going to talk about how to create a 1-year marketing plan. And I'm just going to tell you really quickly right now that this is my hack. So it would be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Monday, I do something motivational every Monday. So whatever, it could be someone else's quote, it could be your quote, it doesn't matter. Every Monday, I post something motivational. So I don't have to think about it. Remember the 10 commandments, don't commit off the cuff marketing. Just go, I don't know what to post today. No, plan it. And if you don't have time to plan, you can just remember this quick hack that I'm giving you. Monday, post something motivational. Tuesday, post a testimonial. Somebody liked your service or product, ask them for a review, ask them for a video, ask them to write something and post it every Tuesday. If you have 4 clients, you have 4 different testimonials that you can post every Tuesday in a month. So Monday is something motivational. Tuesday's a testimony. Wednesday, I'll post what we do. So the first Wednesday, I might say we do video marketing, get video marketing services from Mapdome. The next Wednesday, I might say we do SEO. The next Wednesday, I might talk about whatever, right? So Monday, something motivational. Tuesday, post a testimony. Wednesday, post what you do. Thursday, I like to call out my target market. So who do I serve? So Thursday, I call your day. So again, Monday, motivation. Tuesday, testimonial. Wednesday, what you do. Thursday is who you serve. So, are you a healthcare service provider that wants to increase technology in your business so that you can be more efficient and save more money, right? And then I might say, are you a VP of marketing looking to increase your bonus and help your company be more sophisticated? Why don't you introduce them to this new marketing thing? And then who else do I target? I might target startup. Are you a startup with no money, but you want to market? Well, why don't you follow the Soul System that teaches you how to get a steady stream of high quality organic leads for free? And then the next Thursday, I might talk to consultants. Are you a consultant that wants whatever, right? So Monday, something motivational, a quote. You can go online and post Muhammad Gandhi, Martin Luther King, Stallone, whoever is a hero in your life, post something motivational. Tuesday, a testimonial. Ask 4 people for testimonies, or you can even use one testimony and make it a video one week, do a banner another week, use the audio another week, like if you can't get 4 testimonials, right? Monday, motivation. Tuesday, testimonial. Wednesday, what you do. Thursday, who you serve. And Friday, something fun, because you don't always want to be serious. So I'll post a meme, or I'll post somebody else's something. But that way, every day of the week, you kind of know what to post. So Faye and Luca are saying that this is it's effective to map out what you want. Okay. Can somebody tell me what time it is? Because I don't have my phone in front of me, and I don't know how much time we have.
10:51.
10:51. Okay, perfect. So yeah, I'll be able to cover the next. Thank you so much. I'll be able to cover the next 2 things, and then we'll probably take a break at around 5 after 11 till about 20 after 11 or something like that. Anyway, whatever. So we're getting there. I just want to make sure I'm not running out of time. So the next thing I want to talk about is the customer experience and what makes the customer experience great. I mentioned to you earlier that part of marketing is not just your messaging, it's not just your brand or your logo, but it's also doing your research. And as I think it was somebody said earlier, Lucky said earlier, I think it was Lucky, who said that it's not just about, like, marketing is not just about your message, but it's also telling the story, doing the research, and understanding what your consumer wants, really understanding what their pain points are, not on a shallow level, but in a deep enough level to make them open up their wallet and give you their credit card and their money, right? And so there's so much competition out there. If they have a bad experience, if they go to your website and a link is broken, or it takes too long to load, or they call you and they can't get you, or somebody answers the phone and they have rude customer service, or you say you're going to follow up an email and you don't, all of those things matter. You know, if your social media doesn't look on par to your customers. So you have to put yourself in the customer's shoes and actually take every step from an objective perspective, not just from what you want to sell, but what's actually going on with them, so that you can meet them every step of the way, and you can create a message that meets them every step of the way on their journey, so that you're building credibility and trust. And so when it comes time for them to buy, you will be the service provider of choice. And the only way that you're going to be able to develop, well, your brand story has to come from you. It has to be authentic. Why did you start your business? Why are you passionate about your business? Why are you in this business? Why are you selling honey? Why are you selling augmented reality? Why are you selling digital marketing products? Why are you doing import export? Like, why are you doing these things? That helps to create your brand story. And then when you think about the consumer and why they might need it, why do they need special honey? Why do they need augmented reality in their business? Why do they need digital marketing services? Like, why? When you can understand that someone has a problem, they go online, they search for something. What search terms are they searching for? Right? What kinds of things are they going to find? What other businesses are they going to see? What do those people's website look like? Right? Then they're going to compare these different service providers, and they're gonna be like, oh, I like this one, I don't like this one, I like this one, I don't like this one. They're gonna narrow it down to like 2 or 3. And then they're gonna dig a little bit deeper. They're gonna, find out more about your price. They're gonna have questions. So when you understand your customer experience and you go through every step that they go through to buy before they buy, you will be able to create messaging, create videos, create banners that answer all those questions, make them feel good. And like I said, to develop that place of trust where when it's time for them to buy, they choose you. So the customer experience is a holistic perception of your business. Just like I said, branding before, it's not just your logo and your font and your website, it's your messaging, it's the subtle things that matter. So customer experience is the holistic experience that your customer has with your brand. It's called CX, customer experience. And it's the result of every interaction they have, from navigating your website to talking to customer service, receiving their package, right? So if you think about Apple, for example, and the Mac products compared to like Microsoft, right? When people line up around the blocks, they used to anyway, before you could get everything online, to get an Apple product. Why? Like, what is it? They've created everything. So, one of their big selling features before was you can sync up, your music with this, like everything was just all in one place. So it was a really nice customer experience. And then when you go to their store, they don't have a normal store. It looks very different. They've all got this glass. They've got a lot of people serving you, right? They have like interactive sessions, right? It's just a completely different experience. And then when they send you the product, or when you get it in the mail, it's in this nice white box. It's not in like crummy brown cardboard. It's nice, glossy, soft finishing of the box. When you open it, you lift it, there's this little sound. It's like, that is how deep and sophisticated their marketing is. They planned that. So you open it up, it's nice. I know people who use Mac products and keep the boxes, right? It's a part of the customer experience. If somebody ships something to you and there's no packaging, there's no nice little thank you note, all of these things matter and develop loyalty. And if they have a good experience, they'll tell their friends, right? So the customer experience is something that's sometimes often overlooked when it comes to your marketing, but it's very important, because at the end of the day, the consumer is the decision maker, and they're the ones that is going to promote you or talk badly about you, right? So a great customer experience is personalized, it's timely, it's relevant, it's effortless, it's seamless. Like I said, things like your website loading properly is important, right? There's something called a Google speed test. And if your website has images that are not compressed, if they're too big, if they take too much time to load, that means it's going to slow down your website. And if people go to your website and they have to like wait for stuff to download, or if the fonts are too small because it's not a responsive website or it's not mobile optimized, they're going to get frustrated, and they're going to click off. And then you're going to get bad bounce back rates. Google is going to say, oh, every time someone goes to this website, they're only here for 3 seconds and then they leave. This must not be a good website, right? Or if your website loads slowly and Google has the opportunity when someone searches for XYZ business near me, Google's like, oh my gosh, I've got, 50 different businesses offering this. Who am I going to show on the first page of the listing? Right? It's called your search engine rank. If your website is slow or if it's not mobile optimized, they're not going to show your link. Your website might end up on like the 3rd or 4th or 5th page of the Google searches, right? You want to be on page 1, and so it's not just SEO. It's not just having the right keywords. And again, this is why marketing, like I say, it's so robust and it's so sophisticated. That's why companies have chief marketing officers, because in order to be effective in marketing, you need to know these things. But yeah, so making sure that a person has a good customer experience. So things like your website loading quickly. So, oh, I'm using keywords and I'm blogging every day. And how come Google's not showing my website? Because it has nothing to do with your keywords or your blog content. It's that your images are too large and they're not loading properly and your website's too slow. It's a bad customer experience, right? If your website's not mobile optimized, Google will also not show you in the results, or they'll show you on page 12 or something like that. So again, going through all the steps that your customer goes through from the time they look up the package, they pick the package, how does it look? How's the website look? What's the customer service like? Everything matters, right? Starting with a customer experience will help you get more customers, and it also allows you to get feedback. Engagement is important. Engagement is hugely important in marketing, even on algorithms on social media. Again, you might think, oh, I'm going to post. I've been posting every day. Look at me, I'm posting. How come my business is not growing? The social media algorithms don't just want you to post. They want engagement. They want you to ask a question. They want people to comment. They want people to save your video or your post. They want people to share. They want engagement, right? And then if you can engage with people, you can find out what they like, what they don't like. Are there any new services or products that they would like to see? Is there something they did or didn't like about your service or product? Is there something they like about a competitor of yours? So you can gather all that information. And again, just like I told you in the beginning of this presentation, you can use all of that in your marketing messaging, right? Oh, we have great customer experience. I talked to you about posting on Testimonial Tuesdays. So here are 3 clients of mine. Oh, and you can see my logo down here. So there's the fist, right? It's about empowerment, fighting for freedom. And then I've got the blue and the orange, right? The fun and the serious. So anyway, make sure you ask for testimonials and reviews from your customers, because you can even put that on your Google business page, which again is also free. You can do very well and start marketing very well for free if you know what to do, which will help you get customers, clients, and revenue and profit so that you can invest in paid marketing later on. But something as simple as asking people for a customer review on something like Trustpilot, or again, get them to give you a review on your Google My Business page. I'm going to pitch here. We're having a special right now where we'll set up all of your social media for $297, just so you know. I'm just saying that because when I get these testimonials, like I told you, I post a testimonial every Tuesday. So this is like 3 weeks worth of content. Every Tuesday, I'll post that the first Tuesday, that the second Tuesday, and that one the third Tuesday, and another testimony on the 4th Tuesday of the month. I can even put all of my testimonial banners together and make that into a video, right? So again, having a good customer experience is good for you, the marketer. It's also good for the customer, and it's good for your business. And then right before we go to break, I'm just going to talk about the target markets and setting these market objectives, as I mentioned before, because like you're seeing, there are a lot of different levels to marketing. And so when you are setting your goals, you want them to be SMART goals. So the first thing is you want to set goals, right? Remember the 10 commandments. You don't just do off the cuff marketing. You want to have a strategy. You want to have a plan. You want to know what makes you different, greater, better, faster, quicker, less expensive, higher quality, whatever, right? You want to know those things. You want to know your competitor. What are they offering? What do they do better? What do they do worse? Right? And then once you have that information, you can start making some real plans. Now, your plans have to be SMART, which means they have to be specific. I want to grow my business. That's not specific. I want to get 1,000 new people into my funnel by the end of the year. I want to focus on sales this year, or I want to focus on lead generation, or I want to focus on branding, or I want to focus on increasing my digital presence online, right? Either way, you need to be specific. You can't just say, I want to grow my business. That's not specific. What area of your business do you want to grow, right? Then it has to be measurable. So you can't just be like, oh, I want to get more customers. How many more customers do you want to get? Again, you have to be specific and it has to be measurable so that, so you'll know if you're moving forward or not, basically. If you just, oh, great, we're getting customers. Let's say, you want to have 1,000 new customers by the end of the year. If you're not tracking it in the 3rd month, in the 6th month, you're like, oh my gosh, we're in June and I have 2 customers, but I'm trying to get 1,000. Like, you're going to have to work very hard for the next 6 months, but you have to measure stuff. If you want to increase your social media following, or if you want to increase your engagement, you have to write those numbers down. We went from a 1% engagement to a 3% engagement. Yay, that means that this campaign or this messaging is working, right? And then it has to be achievable. So you can't just say, I don't know, like achievable and realistic are almost the same, but I think realistic is actually supposed to be relevant. But anyway, you need to make sure it's achievable. So if you've never marketed before and you have no money and you don't have a strategy, you can't really put a plan to say you're going to make $100,000 in your first year. If you don't have all of those things in place, you don't know what product you're selling, who you're selling it to, you don't know your conversion rates. And I'll just tell you guys quickly, I know I'm throwing a lot of information at you, but I'm really giving you like the best corporate experience education in one big dump. But I want you to know and expect that in the real world, there is a 1% conversion rate. This is why leads and traffic, that means getting enough eyes on your product, getting enough people to your website, getting enough people in your email marketing. A funnel is important because, oh wait, I lost my train of thought. Hold on. Why is all this stuff important? I don't remember what I was saying, but it has to be achievable. And it also has to be realistic and relevant. So again, I think I know what I was saying. I was talking about a 1% conversion rate and why traffic is important. Because again, you can't just say, oh, I put up a video, I put up a banner, I wrote a blog, where are my customers? Remember, I told you marketing and sales are 2 different things, but you also have to be realistic in your expectations. And I'm letting you know that throughout the market, no matter what industry or whatever, you can expect an average of a 1% conversion rate. That means for every 100 people that come to your website, 90% of those people are going to if 100 people come to your website, 90 people are going to click off. They're not going to be interested. 10 people are going to be like, oh, okay, I like this. They're going to scroll, they're going to click, they're going to check out things. And then they're going to get busy, distracted. They're going to spend their money on something else. They're going to have a fight with their spouse. They're going to get sick. Something else will happen and they won't buy. But out of those 100 people, 90 people will move on. 10 people will show interest. 3 people will get close to buying and 1 person will actually buy. So you know that if you need 1 person to buy, you need 100 people to come to your website. If you need 2 people to buy, you need 200 people to come to your website. Where are those 200 people coming from? Are you attracting them through YouTube? Are you attracting them through LinkedIn? So that's why your goals have to be realistic. Don't just think if you put up a post, a banner, or a video, you're going to get lots of traffic. My YouTube channel right now has 15,000 subscribers, and that's because my videos have about 15 million views. So even in terms of my subscribers to video views, it's a 1% conversion rate. And I say average because there are some companies that, again, just because you have 100 people go to your website doesn't mean that it's the right 100 people. So you might have 100 people go to your website with 0 conversions if you're not targeting the right market, the right people. So the right people have to come to your website, and then 1% of them are going to convert. So your goals have to be specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and relevant. Again, you don't want to be on TikTok just because everyone's on TikTok if you're really supposed to be doing B2B on LinkedIn, right? And then it has to be time bound. You can't just say, oh, I want to grow my business. I want to get more leads and more customers and I want to make more money. Like it's got to be specific. I want to make $50,000 or $100,000 and I need to do it by the end of the year. So that way, you know, like by June, you know that you need to I need to have $50,000 by now. I'm not going to hit my target. And then, you know, by 3 months, I need to have at least $25,000, or I need to know that for this 3-month campaign, it's going to bring in this much money because some businesses are seasonal, right? But the point is your goals have to be specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, relevant, and time bound. That's where the acronym SMART comes from. And then lastly, before our break, when you're setting your objectives, you need to consider these, 5 different things. So geographic, if you've got a local business, a local restaurant, a dry cleaning service, no one is going to drive from Brampton to East York to go and wash, get their clothes dry cleaned, right? If you're a specialty restaurant or a specialty store, people may travel far. But so if you're doing a Google ad or if you're doing a Facebook ad, then you might want to target only people within a 15-minute radius from you or 15 kilometers away from your business, right? If you have an e-com business, then maybe your geographic location is the whole entire world, right? Maybe of the whole entire world, there's a certain city or state, province, country that is more something than another one, right? And so geographic, you can target geographic markets. You can you can target sociographic consumers. So if you're going after B2B or decision makers, that means you might want to go for executives. They have more money, higher education, travel more, higher income. So you're targeting those kind of people, right? You might want to be in an airport lounge, or you might want to be in a travel magazine, or you might want to be on a golf thing, or you might want to, do Lexus, whatever. It depends on who you're going after. Or if you're going after people who are like maybe lower socioeconomic or sociographic demographics, like let me see, like Price Chopper or Dollar Store, right? They have completely different marketing and they're going after a completely different market. So their marketing, their messaging would be different. It's no frills, it's not fancy. McDonald's, you come in, you order, you leave. Whereas, the Keg or, the CN Tower 360, that's going to be a different demographic. A different sociographic audience profile that you're going after. That's going to help inform your marketing. Then there's demographics. How old are the people that you're going after? Are you going after Gen X or Gen Z or millennials or baby boomers? Like, who are you going after? So what age are they? Are you targeting men? Are you targeting women? Are you targeting teens? So yeah, basically their age and their sex kind of thing. Are you targeting renters or homeowners, right? So those are demographic information that you can target. So again, if you're going after higher end clients, you might do a flyer campaign for everybody in Rosedale, for example, right? So yeah, you just have to know your demographics, the age and sex of the people that you want to go after. And then there's behavioral. So there are people that, let me see, I don't want to mix it up with psychographic, but there are people who are behavioral. So there are people who maybe vote all the time, right? There are people who maybe are very into recycling. There are people who might be gamers. There are people that might be very religious and they're volunteers. So how do they behave? Where do they consume their information? Are they on TikTok all day long? Do they watch The View or the news? Do they get most of their information from the back of church bulletins? You know what I mean? How do they behave? And that way you, again, can target your messaging for, okay, well, my target group, they tend to be voters. So, voters do this, they go here, they read this, etc. So you can create something around that. And then there are psychographics. So that's not necessarily how they behave, but how they think. So there's a company called Vans. They make shoes, and a certain portion of all their money goes towards charity, right? So if I'm a buyer and I care about that, then I'm gonna talk about that in our marketing. Yeah, we make shoes and they're this price, but we also donate this amount of money to this. Oh, wow. So I'm gonna spend my money with them. Or there are people that I know that won't do businesses. There are people that I know that won't do businesses with certain banks. There are people that I know that won't post on certain social media platforms because they believe that the owners of those platforms have different political agendas, right? So I can't target those people on social media, on Facebook or Instagram. Those people are on Reddit. Those people are on Quora. They're somewhere different, right? So you have to know how people think in order to market to them effectively. So these are your different target markets and how you can target them. You can target them based on where they're located, their socioeconomic status in the world, their demographic, age, sex, whatever, how they behave. Are they traditional? Are they, like just how do they behave? Do they spend money freely? Are they very frugal? Right? And then how do they think? What's important to them? What are their values? Again, early on in our conversation, we talked about understanding your consumer. And when you know these things about them, their pain points, what they care about, how they move, where they hang out, what's important to them, you can tie that in with your marketing message to have better marketing. So, like I mentioned, the objectives you can say, we want to promote a new product, or we want to develop a new product or service this year. Or we want to grow our digital presence. Right now, we're not on YouTube. So we need to be on YouTube, we need to be on LinkedIn, and we need to set up our Facebook business page or our TikTok account, right? Your goal could be to generate leads. That's one of my goals, because I want to grow my email list. So my promotion is going to be more around, hey, sign up for our newsletter, or get a free strategy call, download this ebook, whatever I can do to get their name and email and phone number so I can follow up with them. That's a different marketing tactic than if I'm trying to get new customers in. I might want to incent them with a buy one, get one, or get your first month free, or when you get 10% off. That's a different marketing strategy than if I'm trying to target new customers. If I'm trying to retain my existing customers, then I don't have to prove to them what I am. I might just want to have a loyalty program. So every year on their birthday, they get something from me for 10% off. Or if they refer somebody to me, then they get something. So that's marketing and creating a marketing plan to your existing customers. Developing brand loyalty. Another objective might be you want to increase your sales. So instead of focusing on lead generation or growing my digital presence or something like that, I might just be sales. We're offering this product and then we got this sale, or right? It's about sales and revenue. And like I told you before, pricing is very important. You may make a lot of sales, but you may not make a lot of profit if you have a lot of expenses. So when you are coming up with your marketing objectives, it's not just, I want to grow my business. I want to have more social media. I want to get more customers. I want to get more clients. No. What's your marketing objective? Is it to push new products? Is it to get more customers? Is it to increase your lead generation? Is it to increase your brand presence online? Are you trying to be profitable? Are you trying to make sales so you can say, we made 1 million in sales? Like whatever it is, right? So you have to come up with your marketing objective. And with that, I am going to take a quick break. If you guys have any questions, you can ask them to me now. I'll be happy to answer them. Or you can put them in the chat and I'll answer them afterwards. But can someone tell me what time it is? And I'll tell you guys what time we should be back.
11:17.
Gosh, okay, let's be back by 11:30 because I only have one more hour after that. Okay, so yeah, let's be back by 11:30. You guys can have a 13-minute break, okay?
Thank you.
All right, see you soon.
Bye, everyone.
Okay.
See you soon.
Yay. Okay, we are back. I put my email address in the chat, nikimbebeobab@mapdom.com. That's MAPPDOM.com. And if you want to follow Mapdom, just type in MAPPDOM on Facebook, Instagram. I'm not on TikTok. Well, Mapdom is not on TikTok, but personally, if you want to follow me, again, LinkedIn, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, whatever, you can type in Nikimbe Beobab and you'll find me. All right. And then before we left, somebody had asked me how we come up with those numbers. So I'm not sure what numbers you're referring to.
Hi,
But,
Nikimbe.
oh, hi, Miriam. Hi, beautiful.
How are you doing?
Sorry. I'm doing well.
I came really late. I had another meeting in the morning, so yeah.
Oh, no worries.
But,
So was it you that had that question about how we come up with those numbers?
yes, yes. So I'm just gonna tell you exactly what numbers I was talking about. You
Sure.
mentioning that we need to have like a goal that by the end of the year we wanna have wanna do this much of revenue, or we wanna have these many number of leads. How do we come up with that number?
Oh, well, I think it's very different and would depend on your business. Like, is there something in particular that you want? And again, when I talk about the SMART goals, for example, for some of the social media accounts that I grow or grew in the past, they might get 50 to 65 new followers a month, which doesn't sound like it's a lot, doesn't sound like it's that great, but that's pretty typical. So it would depend on what numbers you want and in what area. So I can answer you if you have a specific area, or I can maybe think of an example for myself, but I would need something specific to answer that.
Okay, I'll talk a little bit about my business. So
Okay.
what I intend to do is import specialty green coffee from Kenya to the North American market. And so far, I've been talking to roasters, trying to understand what their pain points are, so that I can, come up with my value proposition. So that is where I'm at right now. So in terms of like goals for, let's say, 2024, what I'm thinking is maybe like having leads, just me connecting with the roasters and having them on like a wait list. But I don't know, like, how do I come up with that number? Should I say like 100, or I don't know how to come up with that number.
Well, okay, so the number that you want to come up with specifically is how many leads, conversations with roasters, is that what you are looking for?
How many should so I know you mentioned that 1% is the conversion rate. So should I just, set up, so how many, sorry, I might be confusing you here.
No, I don't think you're confusing me. I think that it's just, I recognize what you're going through because it's just overwhelmed. That's why I say marketing everything, all the different aspects. And guys, I know we have an hour, which is fine. I'm gonna get through everything. If not, I'll just ask Natalie if I can do the rest of YouTube, but we'll find, because I want to give you guys the special attention that you need. So for example, if I needed to talk to roasters and I know that there's about a 1% conversion rate, right? So you want these roasters to buy your product. What is your goal of goal of them is to buy the product. Okay. Because remember, that's one of the things I talked about as well. When you're setting goals, we need to be specific about, you just want to talk to them. Great. Do you want them to buy? Like, we need to be specific. So if I wanted to get buyers to carry my green coffee from Kenya, is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah.
If I wanted that, then the first thing I would do is go online, go to ChatGPT, wherever it was that I needed to get a list of as many roasters as possible, right? I'll give you an example. I was doing a campaign at the beginning of this year for Canadian immigration consultant companies because I had a client and she's selling off all her stuff. We have all these marketing materials. I'm like, well, we might as well resell it and get some money. So what I did was I went to the Canadian Board of Registered, because I think you have to have some kind of registration if you're an immigration consultant in Canada. I went to, so again, guys, I told you research is important. I went to the Government of Canada agency. I got the name of all of the registered consultants in like all of Ontario or all of Canada. I can't remember. I had a goal to make $6,000 and I was charging $9.97 for the product. So I knew that I needed to sell at least 6. If I needed to sell 6 of those, I needed to be able to contact 600 immigration consultants. So that's how I would work it backwards for you. I would say, first of all, that might not even be the real number that you're looking for. So it's great if one roaster buys, but maybe you want 3 roasters, just so again, you're not putting all your eggs in one basket. People might change their mind right before they're about to sign the deal, right? So your goal is to let's say close 3 roasters. So you know that you need to contact at least 300 roasters, right? And if in all of your research you can't find 300 roasters, then you just need to contact all of those roasters until you've done it 300 times. So there's a guy named Byron Allen. And again, if you guys follow me on my Facebook, I just posted this video, and this guy, Byron Allen, has like a really large media company. And he was saying that he called, I think, 1,500 television stations in 1 year, and all of them told him no. And he called them each about 50 times. So he called about 1,500 radio stations or television stations 50 times. So that's another thing, guys. You guys can't think of no as no. No means not now or something else. It doesn't mean no. It just means not now, right? So it's not like he talked to one person. Even people do this when they're trying to sell their books. You get a writing company, publishing company, and like, no. You have to expect no's. You have to be excited about the no's, because the no's mean math is math, numbers are numbers, the universe is the universe. You will get a sale, but you have to go through the numbers, but you have to know what those are. So if I wanted 3 roasters, I would try to contact 300 roasters, and I would contact them in each of these 7 ways. Okay, this is proprietary to Maptum. It's called my 7 touch point. I don't even remember what the name is. But anyway, I would write them a letter. I would send them a postcard. I would call them. I would call them when they're not likely to answer the phone, so you can leave a message. If possible, text message them and send them an email, right? So I mail them twice. Yeah. I send them a letter. I send them a postcard, and then you might want to send them a magazine or something that's not about you or a promotional thing, but you can mail them, because people get so many email messages and LinkedIn messages, they ignore them. If you message me to pitch me something on LinkedIn, I have 50 unread messages. I'm not reading it. Everyone's trying to pitch somebody. But if you mail me something, because mail is so rare, I might pay attention to it. But I'm not going to pay attention to the first time you mail me or the second time you mail me. Maybe by the 3rd or 4th time that you mail me, I'll be like, oh, this person's really serious, right? So you can contact, let's say you only have 30 roasters and you don't have 300 roasters. If you contacted each of those 30 roasters 10 times, that would be 300 contacts. You're likely to get 3 sales out of that, and then you can take it from there. So that's how you reverse engineer the numbers. So,
Cool. Okay.
yeah. Thank you for asking. Again, I'm so glad I record these, because I just never know what's going to come out of them. And that was a lot of fun. So I hope that helps.
So much. Thank you, Nikimbe.
You're welcome. Okay, so with that, I am going to go and share my screen. We've got 50 minutes, but a lot of the stuff I'm going to cover now, I kind of talked about already, because I gave you guys the end part of the conversation. I gave you guys the end part of the presentation in the beginning, but we're all good. So let me play from current slide. I'm sharing my screen. We're recording. I think everything is good. All right, so for part 2, excuse me, because again, I don't have my phone in front of me, so I don't know what time it is, but if someone can let me know when it's like 12 o'clock and then 12:15, that would be really helpful. Thank you, Miriam, or anybody, just you guys let me know. Yay, thank you. Okay, so for part 2, we're covering brand recognition, generating sales, gaining a competitive advantage, different marketing tools, and annual planning templates. Oh yes, I did find some stuff for you guys when I was on the break. Yes, that's why I didn't get a chance to drink my water. Anyway, marketing budgets. We already kind of talked about this, but I'll talk about it again. Relationship building. I know I talked about that. Again, it's not always digital. Sometimes it's good to network, go out, shake hands, meet people, hear a story, feel an emotion, connect, okay? And then the latest marketing trends and technology. Again, I already went over that. That's mainly AI, but if we don't run out of time, I can go into a little bit of details about my favorite ones. Maybe I'll even pull up a quick presentation about it. We'll see. All right, so brand recognition, sales, and your competitive advantage. I really don't think I have to spend too much time on this, because I think I spent a good deal of time on it in the beginning. But brand recognition is the ability of consumers to recognize and identify characteristics of your company versus their competitor. A company is perceived as having a successful brand recognition when consumers are able to recognize them through firm visual or auditory cues alone, even without hearing the company's name. Now, this excites me because again, from a differentiation, this is the most off-topic presentation I've ever given for Access ever. But anyway, this is exciting to me because I talked to you guys about the third commandment, shining the light on what makes you great and what differentiates you, right? So when I started Maptum, and I've told this story in these Access presentations a few times, when I started my company, because I already had the education and the corporate background, I did my competitive research, found out who I was, and then I launched the company. I didn't do it the other way around. So I looked at, okay, so I have a marketing company. What other kind of marketing companies are there in Toronto? And then I saw where we were different, where they were better, where I was lacking. And then I was like, okay, so, well, I'm only planning to work in like the Black community of Toronto right now. That's where I'm going to start. So I had to look for other marketing companies that were owned by Black people. And then I met with them, I went on their websites, whatever. And then there were maybe 3 Black men who owned a marketing business. And there was one lady, her name is Nadine Spencer. She was actually the president of the BBPA, which is the Black Business Professional Association of Canada. And I happen to be the president of the ACBN, the Afro-Caribbean Business Network Foundation of Canada. So here we are, 2 Black women, 2 marketing companies. We're both presidents of these nonprofit organizations. So I'm like, oh my gosh, she is my real competitor. How am I going to differentiate myself? And so again, when you do your research, when I looked at Nadine, and you guys can look her up, Nadine Spencer, her company is called Brand EQ. When you look up Nadine, she's very proper. She's got pearls. She works with HGTV. She's very like poised and like kind of what society kind of wants. And I'm like, that's not me. And if I pretend that's me, then when the veil drops or the mask comes off, then I'm going to look like a fraud. So I might as well just come into the market exactly who I am. And so when you do this research, the SWOT and all of that kind of stuff, now you've got your choice. You can do marketing with a Black woman if you want to, who's all proper and poised and will speak very slowly, and she's very sophisticated. Or you can go with crazy Nakimbe, have fun, right? So I couldn't come out and try to be like her, or I wouldn't be competitive. I'm saying this because when I did the research, I realized that I had something nobody else had, which is that I had a unique combination of education. I have my MBA in marketing. Those other guys only had a bachelor's. So I was able to talk about that. Remember, I talked to you guys about content. I was able to talk about that. I was able to talk about my corporate experience. None of those guys had ever worked for Fortune 100 companies. And I happened to make 4 companies $3.85 billion in 4 years. None of them could say that. I've also had a lot of exposure. So I've worked with people from startups to, government of Canada and Ontario and the city of Toronto. And what was the other thing? I've also had a lot of exposure. So not just corporate marketing, but I also have like internet marketing and direct response marketing, which is a very different kind of marketing. So again, before I started marketing my company, and this will talk about the brand in a second, before I started marketing my company, I'm like, what is my differentiator? Following the 10 commandments. And I'm like, nobody can say that they have the education, experience, expertise, and exposure that I have. So that is what I'm able to hang my hat on. Now, where this comes into branding now is, again, because Maptum, again, I want you guys to follow me on social media so you can see what I'm talking about. I'm loud, I'm brash. Maptum's got the power fist, right? And so the music that I have is very like, like that's the kind of music I have with my stuff. It makes me stand out. Now, I'm telling you all of this to say that I was posting videos about Maptum, and it has like the Rocky song behind it. It has the Eye of a Tiger song behind it, just, because emotionally I want to pump people up. I want to get people excited. I want them to know that this is the kind of business Maptum is. And I was posting a video one day, and my granddaughter, who's 4 years old, she goes, "Is that the Maptum song?" And right then I knew, no matter what I had done in the industry, the fact that this 4-year-old knew that it was my business because she heard the song made me confirm. I already knew, but I'm like, that is when you have a strong message. Like McDonald's will have ba 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 ba, right? So you don't even need to see anything. That is the level of branding you guys need to get on if you really want to have a competitive advantage in the market, like you guys were talking about, understanding the consumer and getting that connection. You can connect with them visually, you can connect with them auditorily, you can connect with them through smell. Like if you send them something in the mail with a smell on it, you guys, I'm pretty sure if you think back to your youth, if you have certain smells, it takes you back to a certain time, right? So it's engaging all of those senses when you are creating your brand. Okay, that was a long story just to explain this one slide. Anyway, so when you're doing this, what you got to do is you also have to look at your competitors and you have to figure out what are you competing on. Because at the end of the day, we all want to offer all three things: price, quality, and service. But the true bigger companies and brands, they hang their hat on one thing, right? So you have to figure out for you, are you competing on price? Are you competing on quality, or are you competing on service, right? So you may compete on price where you're saying, well, we have the lowest price in the market, right? That's why you should do business with us. If you are competing on quality, then the price doesn't matter, because you can tell the person who's giving you the objection, you're like, yeah, our prices are higher, but it's because we have service delivery guarantees, right? We are giving you the highest quality ingredients that has no chemical fertilizer in the oil that we grow it, right? And or we use, non-toxic products, which means that we have to buy, chemicals that aren't whatever, but you have to be able to state that, or you have to be able to compete on service. So we may not have the best price, but we have the best service. We're going to be there when we tell you we're going to be there. We're going to pick you up. We're not going to lose your luggage. You're going to get the results that you're going to get. We're going to hold your hand. We're going to explain it to you. Again, the customer research, whatever it is that's important to them, that's what you can compete on. So you got to compete on price. McDonald's competes on price. They're not telling you that they have the best quality food, and they're certainly not giving you the best service, but they're going to tell you that they've got decent tasting food for really, really cheap. So that's their marketing message to their particular audience segment. Somebody who cares about veganism or the ingredients or environmentally friendly or not hurting animals or something, right? They're going to be competing on something else. They don't care about the price. They're willing to pay more for a burger with no preservatives in it, right? If you look at people that, why are you paying $6,000 for a flight that when you could buy a $600 ticket? Because you want the first class service on the flight. You want to be able to drink. You want to be able to lie down. You want to be able to watch your own show. You want to be able to stretch out your feet. You want to be able to go to the private lounge. You want to be able to go to the smoking room. You want to be able to have valet and chauffeur service. So you're not competing on price. You're competing on service. So for your particular business, you have to ask yourself, what are you competing on? And for Maptum, I say that we compete on quality. Like, I don't mess around with my results. I get my customers' results, period. That's it. I mean, I'm pricier than some people, but you get what you pay for. Again, you're getting education, experience, exposure, and expertise with me. And service, yeah, I'll call you back, I'll text message you, but if you want me to act like Nadine, that's not gonna happen, right? Because that's just not my personality. So you have to figure out what is your differentiator. Again, that's why I started you guys off with the 10 commandments. You gotta know what your differentiator is and be able to compete on that. Know thy business and thy business be true. Know thy competitors' ways and you'll never be blue. Shine thy light on what makes thou great, and honor your audience segments in every single way. So when you guys are coming up with your marketing, your USP, your unique selling proposition, your value proposition, whatever, these are the questions to ask yourself. Who are the 3 top competitors? What are you going to compete on? What's your competitive advantage? What do you do better than anybody else? And then why should people do business with you, right? If there are 3 or 4 or 10 other people in a lineup that do the same thing you do, and you're like pitching on Shark Tank, they're going to invest $1 million with you and 9 of your clones, then you got to be able to stand out and say, you know, why they should do business with you. And that's like what being a business owner and entrepreneur is about. You got to stand up, you got to be bold, you got to suck in those nerves and like, I am the best at this because you should do business. You got to be passionate about it, right? So anyway, that is, once you have your brand and your story and you know your competitive edge, it's easier for you to make sales because you're not just saying the same message that everybody else is saying. Oh, we're having a sale, buy from me. This is what I offer. So I hope in this presentation I've been able to show you the difference between regular marketing and higher level, sophisticated corporate, like really emotional, psychological, statistical research. Like if you want to do well, this is what it takes. Again, the largest companies pay their chief marketing officers like me an average of $265,000. They're doing that for a reason, right? And the chief marketing officer has directors, and then directors have managers, and sometimes they market their own product. So marketing is very robust and deep, which leads us into what we're going to talk about now is like, oh my gosh, how am I going to afford all of this? First of all, paying an expert to help you with your marketing is expensive. Hiring an agency company is expensive. The software that you need is expensive. It's good, you know, you'll get free versions, but of course the free versions are only going to do so much. We'll talk about some software costs here in a little bit. Where you market your business and what to do if you have no money. So deciding what your marketing budget's going to be, it could be $0, it could be $1 million. It really doesn't matter because even if you have $1 million, I have managed budgets of $25,000, $35,000 a month. And some of it has to go towards PPC and Google ads. Some of it has to go towards, oh my gosh, SEO. Some of it had to go towards, like forums or directories that we could be in because we were an education company. So let's say there was an education review company. We wanted to be in that publication. So yeah, you get money, but you still have to decide how to allocate it. And at the end of the day, the board and directors and the CEOs want to know, well, what's our return on investment, right? And so you have to know how to manage your marketing budget in terms of where you're going to put it and how much you're going to put it and why. Like I told you guys earlier, again, with the 10 commandments, do testing, be dense. Don't spend all of your money on, you know, TikTok if you're getting like 1 million leads, but nobody's converting, and you can take that same money and put it towards more strategic, better videos or whatever for LinkedIn, or start advertising on LinkedIn, right? So you got to figure out, first of all, what your marketing budget is. And then figure out, and this is why I say you have to do all this stuff organically before you move into paid ads, because it's like, oh, great, I need customers. I'm going to start advertising. Well, where? What are you going to say? And to whom? And what's the message going to be? You should know all of that in advance, or you're going to blow through your budget, which many people do and have done, or people have spent a lot of money on ads and gotten like very little sales, which is very disheartening and hard for an entrepreneur because we know how hard it is to make money. So to waste money and spend it and not get it back is very challenging. So what do you do if you don't have money? So like I said, I created this system exactly to answer this question. If you have no money, what I say is you just follow the SOLD system, SOLD, Strategic Organic Leads on Demand, which is a 12 step-by-step process, which tells you how to get a steady stream of high quality leads for free in 12 different channels. And it tells you the channels from where to get these leads and the order in which to do them. So like I said earlier, the different channels, I'm going to tell you what they are. The first channel is video marketing. If you have no money, no time, no experience, no nothing, it doesn't matter. You can make a video. You can talk into a video. You can just use your voice. You can record your voice and put it into otter.ai, OTTER.ai. That will transcribe your video. Now you have text. You can take that text and you can put it on your blog. You can ask ChatGPT, which is free. Write me a blog on this topic with this particular keyword, or what keyword should I be ranking for my particular audience. You can ask, I'm getting a little bit off topic here. Again, I'm mixing up all the sections, but it's okay. You can ask ChatGPT, what questions do I need to ask you for you to give me the best output for this answer that I want? Like, don't just ask ChatGPT, write me a bio. Here's my information, right? Ask ChatGPT, hey, I'm going to ask you to write me a bio. I want you to write me the best bio possible. What questions do you want me to answer for you so you can do that? ChatGPT will then say, I want to know where you lived in your education, blah, 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 blah. Then you answer those questions and then ChatGPT does it for you. So the point is you can ask ChatGPT, hey, this is my business. This is my target market. This is how much money I want to make. This is how much traffic I want to my website. I want to get 10 sales at a 1% conversion rate. How many people do I need to come to my website? Who do you think is the best target audience? Where would I find them? You can ask ChatGPT, and again, it's all free, right? It can write your articles, it can write your video scripts, and there are like Opus Pro, OPUSPRO. That's a part of ChatGPT OpenAI. It will create videos for you, right? For $10 a month, you can get the watermark removed, right? So that's what you do if you have no money. If you're selling a product, take pictures of your product. If you have a process or a plant or an operation, take pictures of your machinery, take pictures of your staff, take pictures of the front of your building, right? And just start to make videos out of that. You can do a PowerPoint presentation and turn your PowerPoint presentation into a video. You can interview somebody, you can ask for testimonials. The video, like they can do a video testimonial for you, or they can write you a testimonial that you make into a banner on Canva, CANVA. Again, that's another AI tool that allows you to do free graphic design with really nice templates, and you can give them your brand document so they know the colors and the fonts to use, right? And you can say, yeah, like, you can make videos on Canva, right? PowerPoint presentations out of Canva. And it will even resize it for you for different social media platforms. Sometimes they're going to give you a horizontal video. Sometimes it's going to be a vertical video. But that's what you can do if you have no money. And then I say, so the SOL system, it's video marketing, then local marketing, then mobile marketing, then social media marketing. Then you take a look at your analytics on your website. Who's coming to your website? Is it desktop, mobile, what age, education? So you're looking at your statistics. So again, video marketing, local marketing, mobile marketing, social media marketing, analytics. Number six is looking at your competitors, doing competitive research. Number 7 is branding. So once you've done videos, and the reason I put them in this order is because you could do all the fancy work that I did, get your brand messaging and stuff, but that takes time and you're not making money and you're not getting customers. It's way better for you to just make a video, put it up, forget about it, warm up the algorithms. You're going to start to get some information on what isn't working. So that's why I put video marketing in front of branding, because branding takes time. You got to come up with your story. You got to look for logos. You need money. You need customers. You need cash. You need food. You need to pay your bills. Make videos. Put them online. So video marketing, local marketing, mobile marketing, social media marketing. Look at your website analytics and social media analytics. Do competitive research. Then you focus on branding. Once you focus on your branding, then you start to create those marketing materials that I told you about on Canva. You can do quote cards, you can do whatever, right? So you've got your branding, and then you get your marketing materials together. Then the next thing you do is you start to market those materials on Instagram, on Facebook, on TikTok, on YouTube. Once you've then done that, then you start to syndicate your content. So now you're being a guest blogger. You invite someone to be on your blog or your podcast, and then they're going to promote it to their audience. So then you'll get some of their followers, right? So video marketing, social marketing, video, social, mobile. No, hold on. Video, local, mobile, social, analytics, competitor research, branding, design your content material, market your material, syndicate your material. And then you can start to plan campaigns like I told you guys about with the doll. There's a doll campaign for teachers, a doll campaign for psychotherapists, a doll campaign for family. And then the last thing is paid ads. So that is how you market a business with no money. Video marketing, local marketing, your Google business page is free. You can get reviews. Video, local, mobile, QR codes, WhatsApp messaging, all free. Okay. And then lastly, I want to tell you in terms of a budget, you guys should plan to put aside $10,000 a month for marketing. Like, I don't know how much time we have. I'm seeing people chat, so you guys are probably telling me what time it is. I have no idea what time it is. And so, yeah, we're at 12 o'clock. I hope that was just now. So I don't have time to get into too much of it. I really want to, but you should definitely, like in all the free stuff that I'm telling you to do when you're making money, don't just take the money you make and like pay your bills. And, you know, I know you need to live, but you also need to take some of that money and literally, honestly, put it aside for your marketing, because the first 1, 2, and 3 months of your marketing is all going to be testing. You're not going to know what's going to work, but you need to start to see what's going to work so then you can find out the right channel, the right message, the right person, and just run with that. And then make more money and scale, make more money and scale, make more money and scale, make more money and scale. So if people, the minimum you should start to think about, whether it's on TikTok, Instagram, pay-per-click, whatever, is $30 a day. So you need at least $1,500 to get out of the gate to put up one ad, but that's not going to be enough. You normally have to have 2 ads so that you can compare the two, see which one's going to work better. So you're looking at $3,000, and then you're going to want to compare campaigns. Is the doll psycho counselor campaign better, or is the doll teacher campaign better? So now you're running Google ads or Facebook ads, but now you're running 2 different campaigns. So you're spending $3,000 on this campaign and $3,000 on this campaign. So now you're spending $6,000. And then you're going to want to have a campaign for the, who else did I say? The psychotherapy, no, the family, or something completely unrelated, or a video that doesn't match what you're doing so that you can test it. So that's why I'm telling you, like, I'm going through this super fast, but you don't have to have money to start marketing. Just follow the SOL system. Again, if you follow me online, you'll be able to find it. Once you start making money, start to plan to put aside $10,000 a month. So really $30,000 to market and test for the first 3 months. Another quick hack is you should plan on putting aside 10 times the price of your product just to test, to see what channel, what message is going to work. Again, the first ads you put out are not going to work. All right, that's it. So how do you do your your plan? What is this? I think this is what's going on. Let's discuss strategically how to grow your business. I've done this all day long. Now we have 2 more topics, so we're good. What's the latest thing in up-to-date technology and marketing tools? Conversational marketing, like I was telling you, storytelling, be real, and personalization. I'm not going to go out there and pretend to be some hoity-toity, you know, proper person. I'm going to talk to you like you're my friend. That's just how it's going to go. And if you don't like that, that's fine. It's the difference between, you know, going to like, I don't know, Metro and Price Chopper or something like that, or whatever, Freshco, whatever, you know what I mean? It's just, you're talking to who you're talking to. You're getting the experience you're getting. Video marketing. That's what I told you guys. Oh crap, sorry. Video marketing is super important. The algorithms like it. It's quick, it's easy. Statistically speaking, videos are shared 1,200 times more than text messages and banners, graphic design banners combined. So if you're going to spend your time doing something, you might as well spend your time doing the thing that's going to work the best, which is video marketing, which is again why I created the SOL system, SOLD, Strategic Organic Leads on Demand, where you get leads from each one of those different channels in that particular sequence, in those particular steps. So you don't start with branding, or you don't start with paid ads. You do video marketing first, then local, then mobile, social, etc. Content marketing, that's basically what we've been talking about all day. Content could be videos, it could be banners, it could be a testimonial, it could be a story, it could be a blog, anything. It's just, you got to create content and put content out there so that people can engage with you. They can get to know you and like you and trust you. And you're not just saying, buy my thing, buy my thing, buy my thing, come to my restaurant, buy my thing, buy my thing, buy my services. Like, nobody wants to hear that all the time. But you have to stay relevant. Remember, we talked about that. you have to stay relevant, you have to stay top of mind. So you want to continue to have your message out there, even if you're not trying to make sales. Some people don't have the capacity or the human resources or the staff to take, or operations to take on more business, but they still want to stay relevant. So you need to create content. And again, I told you guys, create content about your products, the promotion, the plays, content all day long. Email marketing. Email marketing is important because with an ad or a social media, whatever, can you guys let me know when it's 12:15, please? When it's email, when it's social media marketing or Google Ads or whatever, once the ad is up, it's gone. You know, once they see on social media, they don't see you anymore. They might take a social media break. You don't have control if they like if they shut down TikTok, if your account gets shut down, then where's your money coming from? So all this marketing that you're doing is really geared towards getting leads and getting contacts, because not everybody buys on the first time they see you, by the way. People need to see your message 8 to 15 times before it even registers. That's why I was telling you, if you have one roaster, just follow up with them 10 times. Like, don't they, oh, they said no, or they were busy. Sometimes it's a matter of timing. Sometimes it's a matter of budget. Maybe it was their mood. It doesn't matter. It's all about numbers. But the point is, you want to have a big roster of people, a large amount of people to contact, to follow up with. And if you have email marketing, even if they're not on social media or your account gets shut down or you run out of money and you can't advertise, at least you have this list of 100 people or 200 people or 1,000 people that you can send different messages to. You can ask them to fill out surveys, so you'll find out what they like and what they don't like, right? So email marketing is the highest converting social media marketing method out there, statistically speaking, and it has a higher conversion rate. I think 76, I'm probably making up numbers here, but it's a good amount of numbers of people say that they have made a purchase after opening up an email. So email marketing is hugely important. That's why for me, in terms of those different marketing objectives, for me, my objective right now is lead generation. And I brand just to keep myself there and people see what I do. But my goal is to grow my email list as large as possible. And then I can segment them, and then I can, you know, do different things. Anyway, influencer marketing, like I said before, with those 12 steps in the SOUL system, I think the 9th or 10th one is syndicating your content. So getting influencers to taste your honey, or doing a case study for free with the AR, with, you know, for HR, with the augmented reality, you know, send out an email to someone or reach out to them in DM, say, hey, I have this business and I just want you to try it. Can we videotape? Can I get your feedback? So you're not being pushy, right? And then, you know, you might say, hey, this person tried my thing on your social media, and then they might post it on their social media. So influencer marketing, getting people to try your product, taste your honey, you know, do a free video for someone and ask them for a testimonial or a review in exchange, but make sure it's somebody who has some weight and pull and leads and followers in the marketplace. User-generated content is the same thing. Ask people for their feedback. There's something called unboxing. So if you mail them something, ask them to open it online. Like for some people, oh my God, look what I got. Right? So user-generated content. If you sell honey, hey, tell me, send in your best honey recipes or whatever. Nike was doing that, where you were actually able to go in their computer and generate your own shoe, right? So influencer marketing, user-generated content, and again, data. I told you data is very important. Data is everything. Marketing is actually moving from just marketing to data scientists, like what channel, what time, like they want to squeeze out every possibility of optimizing conversion to make the most money. They do not want to waste a single dime. So they have scientists now doing data mining to find out what's working best in marketing and just hone in on that. Chatbots, oh my gosh, chatbots. That's supposed to say bots. That's why I'm saying it wrong. Chatbots and Messenger. So if someone messages you on Facebook Messenger, for example, you can set up a program. I think you may be able to get it for free. I'm not sure, but AI will ask it certain questions. How can I help you? What do you need? Can we, you know, watch this free video? Give us your name and email address. We'll give you this in exchange. So you're not monitoring your business and you're not paying a VA or paying any staff to do it. Just set up Messenger to answer for you. And then, as I mentioned before, artificial intelligence, that's ChatGPT, that's Opus Pro, that's Canva, that's Otter.ai. Oh, here are some of them. That's Otter.ai. Those are the main ones that I use. And we already talked about networking and building relationships. So I'm pretty sure I'm like coming down to a close end of my time. But so I won't focus on too much of this, but there are organizations that you can go to, such as the BNI, the Chamber of Commerce. You can go to conferences, trade shows, trade publication events. So Auto Trader is a magazine, but they have an event. Eventbrite, local events, meetups, professional associations. So in the Black community in Toronto, there's First Friday. So every Friday of the month, they meet somewhere and people exchange business cards and stuff like that. Professional networking groups in Toronto, there's a group called Verity, and they have a membership fee or dues of, I think, $3,000 to $8,000. But of course, it's a professional. If you're paying that kind of money and other people are paying that kind of money, you're getting access to people that have money, that have businesses or decision makers. So again, in your marketing, that's why, again, follow the 10 commandments. That's why I started with that. Know your audience, and to your audience be true. Where are they? Maybe they're not even on LinkedIn. I'm a digital marketer, but there are people my age that they still want to get stuff in the mail. I remember I was working for a fitness club, Mayfair Tennis Club up in Markham. And she's like, let's do some mailers, some flyers. I'm like, mailers and flyers? Do people still do that? She's like, yeah, that's how I find out about summer camps. I was just going to do a digital marketing campaign. So again, you have to be able to include everybody. When I say know your business and to thy business be true, make sure that you have your pitch ready. So again, you know, I don't say, oh, I own a digital marketing company and we do video marketing and social media marketing and we do this and strategy and consulting, blah, blah, blah. Nobody cares. My name is Matt. My company is Maptim. We do marketing strategy and solutions. Then you can have a conversation from there, but quick and easy. What is your business, right? Have your marketing assets in order. Make sure that your social media is up or your website is working and it looks right. You know, no one other, you know, the first impressions, you only get one chance to make a first impression. That includes your digital marketing and your digital presence. When you are networking and volunteering, don't just be me. Offer value, offer expertise, give advice, show them what to do, point them to resources, help them with a problem. Give before you ask. And I'll say that again, give before you ask. Invest in goodwill. And you know, it will come back to you like tenfold. So yeah, that's networking, interacting with others to get increased business. You can get more contacts. It positions you, and people see you at different events like, oh, they're there and they're there and they're there and they're there. So you're not just hiding behind your desk digitally. Get out there. Thank you. Someone told me it's 12:15. So get out there and you can connect with others. Let people hear your story, because they're never going to get from a banner or a video what they're going to get from you. You don't know what conversation you'll have or how you can connect around kids or your parents or a health challenge or something back home. You know what I mean? You need to have those conversations. People might forget what you say, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. So you can make more sales, get referrals from people. People can introduce you to other people. You can build relationships. So again, marketing doesn't just have to be digital, and this is obviously free. You do have to invest your time, and maybe there's like a $10 cover charge. You might have to spend some money on gas or transportation or an Uber, but it's still basically pretty free. And you can actually hold your own events, which is a great idea to get people to come to you. And it also positions you as a leader, whether it is augmented reality or digital marketing or honey. And I'm just focusing on those because those are the ones I remember. Sorry for everybody else. I remember all of them, but those are the ones that are just easier for me. But have an event, invite people to something. You know, you showcase yourself as the leader in the industry. Yeah, it also helps with career advancements, because quite honestly, your business will go up and down, money will come in, it will come out, contracts are supposed to run 6 months, they might only run 3. So you might need a job in between there, right? And it's good if you make these connections, or other business owners might need help in their business, they might be able to help you out. So it can help you with career advancement, transferable skills. Being an entrepreneur, you develop a lot of great skills, and it builds your reputation and authority in the market. So like I said, I already said this, make sure that you have your pitch ready. And And then for your annual toolkit, I'm going to stop sharing this for a second. And I'm going to share something else. I think somebody is typing and not on mute, and it's just minorly distracting. So just want to make sure everybody's on mute. Let me, I'm going to show you guys something else. Did I close it? No, I didn't. Okay. I'm glad I have time for this. I didn't think I would. I'll share my screen. What do I want to share? I'm just going to share my desktop because I don't know what I'm looking for. Okay. So right now, the last section that we are on is called the annual planner. And like I said, most people just use Excel. I'm sure with AI now, AI can probably create a marketing plan for you. But so this was the one that I showed you guys earlier, but this is not the one that I wanted to show you. Is this it? Let me see. Yeah, this is one. So it's going to talk about promo schedule. Oh boy, hold on, I gotta get rid of this. That's not the one I want. Don't tell me I don't have it open. Oh, silly me. Okay, so anyway, here's somebody's posting schedule. Again, and it's just in an Excel sheet. I don't like that one. So here's some more details. So they're posting Tuesday, October 22nd, what the video is, what the quote of the day is. So you can do this by week, day, month, or year. So that's that one. There was another really good one that I thought I pulled up. Oh, it is this one. Okay. So there we've got the deliverables, what's delivered. Then we've got social media tracking here. So direct, social, organic search, email, referral, paid search, February, it's got the days, the months, right? So again, this is just a basic Excel sheet. They track their Google Analytics. So how many people are coming in from their landing page, how many users, how long they stay on the page, the country, were they on mobile? So was it organic search or was it paid search? Here is an example of a content calendar. So this is something that they got from me. So I think I was telling you how I do mine. I do something on Monday that's motivational, Tuesday's a testimonial, Wednesday's what we do. So these guys kind of took that. So on Monday, these are their quote cards. Autism is not just a childhood disability. The next Monday, they talk about this is our mission. And then they'll have another quote card on Canva that says, see beyond the spectrum, right? So it's very motivational. It's nice. It's Monday morning. People are going back to work. You don't want to just shove a sales message in their face, right? So that's an example of what I was teaching you and how it comes across in real life. And again, it's just basic Excel. So, oh, and here's a brand document. So yeah, in the last few minutes, here's a real life brand document. So this is called Behind the Bean, and they make like cocoa something. Let me make it a little bit bigger. No, not too big. So the table of contents, the introduction, logo design, the typography, the color, imagery. This might be a little bit too big. But the images, so, you know, the cocoa bean comes from the tree, so they have an actual picture of it. They're very earthy, nature, all natural ingredients, right? This is, you know, some of the people that work and pick it, again, all natural, no big set of manufacturing. They're a clean company. This is their logo. They tell people how to use it and how not to use it. Like the height of the letters have to be at her head at a certain spot. They can't just shrink it and do what they want. So this is the way not to use the logo. Don't twist it. Don't put shadows on it. So this is a real life example of a brand document. Again, more kinds of images that they would use. So someone looking at this who's managing their social media can stay on brand and they can stay consistent. And again, if you look at professional social media sites from the bigger companies, Disney or whatever, you'll see there's this consistency, right? It's very professional. So you can give this to someone and they'll know, oh, these are types of images. These are the kind of colors. It's a guide. These are their logos. So you're not going to see some script font, right? This is what professional, larger corporations have. So that's an example of that I wanted to show you guys. And I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's about it. Yeah. All righty. So with that, We've got 9 minutes. Yay! So I really enjoyed this session. I know I talked a lot. I talked fast. Like I said, I'm not like Nadine Spencer, who speaks very slowly and really wants to. That's not me, right? And so you guys have to know who you are, who your competitor is, who your target market is, you know, what channels they're on, how to speak with them, how to connect with them, what their customer experience is, network, talk to people, be bold, know your numbers, start to market for free until you become profitable enough to scale with paid ads. So with that, I will take any questions or any feedback. If there's something that you guys learned or liked, please feel free to share with me so I know how to continue to deliver presentations in the future. So who has their hand up? Miriam, and then we've got Alexi. Go ahead. So Miriam, you can go first, and then we've got you. So we've got Miriam, Alexi, and then you, and then Latif. Oh, we got lots of hands up. All right, guys, let's go. Miriam, you're first.
Okay, yay. This was amazing. I'm so looking forward for the video, first of all, because I know I missed a little bit in the beginning, and I want to watch that. Other than that, I just wanted to say that when you said that no means, I mean, like no should actually like power you, I think, I mean, that really, I kind of felt it like in my bones. I'm like, okay, so no means that I should go for it.
That's right.
Yeah. Another thing is the brand recognition. When you were telling us the story about your granddaughter, and she was like, "That music is it?"
Mhm.
I mean, I've always known brand recognition is a big thing, but that made me understand it in another level. I'm like, oh, okay, so that's what we're supposed to be doing.
That's exactly right. Even the brand, I forgot to mention this when I told that story. She had a shirt and the shirt had writing on it. And my font, by the way, is called Impact Font. Again, because I knew what I wanted to go with. So I'm like, I want a font that's in people's faces. So I looked and there's a font called Impact Font, and that's the font I use for Maptum. And she had a shirt and it had that font on her shirt, and she thought her shirt said Maptum. It's like, baby, oh, I'm so happy. That's marketing. That's branding, guys. All right. So we have 8 minutes. So we're going to take about a minute and a half each. But Miriam, anything else, or is that it?
One last thing. You did
Yeah.
mention that if we had time, you were going to share your favorite market trends. I don't know, like if we do have time at the end, maybe you could tell us about.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, take my email and follow up with me. It's just basically AI. But yeah, I put my email in the chat. I'm sure Wei or Natalie or Catherine will be happy to share it with you. I'm fine to give it to you. So yeah, anybody can follow up with me at any time. Okay, and then we had Alexi. Are you gonna go? I don't see your hand up anymore because it was supposed to be
Well,
you.
Mariam, yeah,
There you
Mariam's
go.
last question was mine, but you were also mentioning about your favorite AI marketing tools. So Canva, Midjourney, Opus Pro, that was it, or you have some
Yeah,
more?
I'm gonna write them now. There's I think I just wrote it to you, but I'll write them in the chat while we're talking. So I'm gonna do this to everyone. So I got chat.
Nakimbe, you're okay with us sharing your email address?
Yeah, nakimbebeobab@mapton.com. That's fine.
Okay, that's okay. All right.
Mhm.
Okay.
I got Chat GPT, got Opus Pro Clip. This is to make videos with like you can add B-roll to that. You can also, it also does captions for you, which again, the algorithms like, because you got to keep people's attention, right? So again, what I like about my program, it's not just make videos. You have to learn how to make them the right way. You have to have, you have to hook them in the first 3 to 5 to 7 seconds, a call to action, all that kind of stuff. So Opus Pro will do that for you. Chat GPT for information. Otter.ai is for transcription. So if you even want to talk into your phone, it will transcribe it for you. You can use that on the blog or have a script or whatever. So these are my main 3. Otter.
Do you have anything
There's
for music?
Canva for music.
Yeah.
No, actually, I don't. I just sort of type in royalty-free, uplifting music, and I'll find something. So I think that's it. ChatGPT, Opus Pro, Otter.ai, and Canva. I think those are my main ones. I don't really use Midjourney because it's a little bit too fancy for me, but yeah. Okay, so then I'm gonna go to you for like a minute, and then we'll go to Ulina, and just so I make sure everybody has enough time. So
Yeah.
is it you? I'm sorry, go ahead.
So my question is like for B2B business and the marketing strategy is exactly the same as B2C or anything different?
I
For
would,
B2B?
that's a great question. I would say if you're doing B2B, you have to position yourself as an authority and a little bit more serious. So your content on social media isn't going to be gimmicky like on TikTok. You also have to realize that those decision makers are not necessarily on social media. They're not necessarily on social media and they're not looking at social media for business things. So by you positioning yourself as an authority and writing articles and then sending those articles to people, mailing articles to people, commenting on their social media, asking if you can like direct messaging them on social media. You can also, I think there's a website called Apollo, APPOLO or LLO. You guys can look that up. That will give you a list of decision makers, emails, phone numbers, so that you have to pay for that service, maybe $50 a month. But reaching out to them directly, again, holding events, making yourself look like the thought leader, and then inviting industry leaders to the event, commenting on their blog, writing your own blog, emails, white papers, articles, and mailing it to them. You just have to, like, I have people that go for B2E, which is B2 education. So they're trying to sell to universities, or they're trying to sell B2G, trying to sell to the government. And it's not about TikTok. It's not about Reels. It's not about YouTube. It's more about showing value, offering things for free, asking for their proposal process. How do I work with you, government? How do I work with you, large company? It's more kind of like that. Oh, 11 Labs. Yes. Alexi, that's the other one. Thank you. That's the other one. Sorry. Yeah, that's the other one I use. It will give you different voices. All right. And we have 3 minutes and we have 2 people. So that's perfect. So I'm going to go to Ulina and then Latif, and then I'll let Natalie and Wei wrap it up. Go ahead, Ulina.
Thank you. Thank you, first of all, for this presentation. Thank you very much. It was very useful.
Good.
But my question is, I'm interested in fashion, and I think in fashion marketing has a leading role. I had some experience running a business, and now I understand that if I will start again, I definitely want to start maybe first even with marketing, then with the actually designing product. So first with the story which I'm gonna tell. Yeah. Maybe you have some advice or cases or any sources where I can look directly about fashion.
Ooh, I think, again, I always say video. I think video is going to be good. Influencer marketing, getting people, well, if you already have designs, getting people to try them on, showcase, get feedback. If not, you can also, especially with AI, just do some research where people can probably start to use AI to create their own designs, and then you can be the one to actually fashion them. That's going to take advantage of AI, consumer feedback. Yeah, I would use AI, start to use AI for fashion, for videos, go to Midjourney and see if they can create something. I think that will help you stand out in the marketplace a lot, actually. Yeah, so video and influencers and AI.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and then we have 1 minute. That's so perfect. And then we will go to Latif and then we will wrap it up. Latif, did you have a question? You're on mute.
Yeah, so I just wanted to add a comment. There was a sentence you said, doing business on a goodwill, something. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's a little bit in and out. It's cutting out a little bit.
Oh, yeah, I'm outside. I don't know if it's gonna work well or not.
Okay, but
Yeah.
something about goodwill?
Yeah. There was a sentence you said, it was doing business on a goodwill, right? I like that a lot. I just wanted to share it. If it's still not working, then I will stop talking.
Oh, that's okay. Okay. Well, I think you said that you like that thing. You can put it in the chat if you want. But yes,
all right.
Goodwill is actually an investment. I've done things for free for people, and they've come and they've given me back big referrals. I've shown up on people's podcasts, and then they send clients my way. So not everything has an immediate financial return, but you have to sow those seeds, and it's like a bamboo tree. Sometimes it will take a long time to sprout, but when it does, it will grow huger than you can ever imagine. Yeah, I think that's a wonderful way to close off the meeting. So thank you, Latif. Thank you so much.
Yay.
Natalie, I will fall back to you.